Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is doing extremely well. It is a happy Saturday. I am up early, of course. I am getting ready to meet with some friends. We're getting ready to do the brunch, and I'm excited about that. It's always good to see friends. Let me acknowledge the people who are in the room right now. I want to acknowledge She Talks Too Much. Happy Saturday to you. I want to acknowledge CDP, always here. Thank you, CDP, for showing up. Janice Johnson, it's good to see you. Jay Parrish, always a pleasure to see you. And you all, it is good today. Um, you know, a lot of things have been going on in this YouTube beef sector, and I just think it's really interesting. What's up, Chocolate? Um, Chocolate Kate Decadence. What's up, RNYTV? Let me tell y'all something, and I'm going to be very candid with you all. A lot of you all have hit me up saying people are talking about the college and all of this stuff. What's the read? What's the read? There are a lot of things behind that that people don't know about, but I don't need to go in depth about what I've done in my life because a lot of this is we want to get more information. We want you to talk. I will not sit here, argue back and forth with someone who can't even produce a high school diploma, much less a GED certificate. I'm not going to sit here and do that. And I am going to give Envy his props. It's not because somebody is afraid of people. It's not because you can't roast or gag. You all have seen me do that. I mean, that's how I started off. But it's a new day. It's a new day. And I don't have time to sit and argue with someone who has made some really poor life decisions. And the only thing that they really have to cling on to is this YouTube channel. And that goes for anyone. So if it's a read or whatever, let it be. It doesn't faze me any because whatever education that I did receive, it has benefited me. And it's not always about a job. That is a limited way of thinking. What's up, the heart of Philadelphia? An education is to help expand your mind, your logic. It helps you to see the world differently. The education in the work piece is a byproduct of the education. And I don't think people really connect those dots. So all I'm going to say is the last 2 degrees that I received were free. I didn't have to pay for it. It was free. So I'm not turning down free education as long as the school is regionally accredited. As long as I can transfer credits into another regionally accredited school, that's all I'm concerned about. That's why I have advocated for the University of the People, because it is regionally accredited by the Western Associations of Schools and Colleges. It is online. It is very, very minimal in cost. I think it's $160 a class, not per credit hour, class. And if anyone can get that education, I am going to tell them to get it. It's called the University of the People. It was started by an entrepreneur. It was nationally accredited. Now they have received their regionally accreditation. You can take health, business, computer information, and general education at that university. You can get a bachelor's and a master's, and it's regionally accredited. See, again, people are focused on a few things, and it's like you're focused on the wrong thing. And the bottom line is, whether you like it or not, I earned it. And you can't take it away, because I earned it. And I will never be ashamed of higher education. Never. So again, I am not upset about what was said, or because first of all, I didn't even hear it, number one. But everyone is just hitting me up like I'm supposed to respond to that. And this is the response. I will not go watch it. Again, a man who has a lack of a formal education, who's probably never stepped foot on a college campus, is not going to make me feel any different from what I've done, because what I've done has benefited me. And so that's all I'm going to say about that. And so, yeah, I really don't have anything to say about that too much. Hey, Rodney, how you doing? Now, Rodney, I heard you made a video. I did not get to watch it. Rodney, what did you say? I don't want to go and watch it because you here. What did you say, Rodney? Now, I'm going to tell you what I told Rodney. And again, I am not going to read Rodney, or I'm not upset with Rodney, but I want Rodney to be the content creator that he's called to be, and to really use these people as his business model, and not his friends. Rodney, this is business. Take your emotions out of this. This is business. Take your emotions out of this. This is business. This is business. And can I tell you something? I'm really not concerned what people call me. As long as I know what I am, let people say what they want to say. But I'm going to say this, Rodney, you are more than what these people see you as. And whatever you play the role of, that's how they're going to see you. Don't typecast yourself. Do not typecast yourself. Rodney, this is business. This is not emotion. Baby, these people are not your friends. Maybe off camera, but when it's lights, camera, action, it's a whole nother ball game. And that's all I'm telling you. And that's all I've been saying. So again, I'm going to ride and live with you, but I am not riding and dying with anyone. And trying to befriend these people, baby, it is a quick death for your YouTube channel. So I'm gonna leave it right at that. Love you to life, though. Love you to life. And the reason why I'm not arguing with people is just for the fact of what West Oakland Bish just said, you don't need these folks. And it's not because you're better than people, it's because you got better things to do. I am looking. Let me tell you why they don't like Envy and RNY. You know, first of all, Envy is not beef sector, so that's one thing. RNY is so much. It is what it is. But when you look at RNY and Envy show, when you look at Binary show, they do straight talk show type show, and they talk about the items that are out there. And like I tell people, if you don't want the stuff put out, then don't put it on YouTube. Now, for what happened to me, somebody went and found that and brought it to YouTube. But again, why am I going to be ashamed of education? Why am I going to be ashamed of XYZ? And what people don't understand is you I am a paid actor as well. So that's all I'm going to say. Rodney said, I said that I am not into the doxing thing and that this is not the first time you have been doxed. And but again, okay, and I get you, Rodney. I get you. But this is the thing. You can't rescind my education. And I want you all to get this. So ZX called the hospital. I'm a fake pastor, but yet I was a contracted chaplain. Do you see how that goes in the face of the fakeness? You can't be fake and have the credentials and work as. So everything I guess he's finding is not an embarrassment to me. It's only proof of what I've been saying all along. And at the end of the day, I don't have to fake what I do. And I'm not ashamed of what I do. Even this show is a show. You know, I look at the condition of people and my heart goes out to that man to look at his mouth and to know that all of these years you haven't taken care of your oral health. And we know that if you take care of your mouth will take care of you. My heart goes out because it shows that people are limited. They're stunted. And you don't sit there and fight with people like that because that's what they want. They have issues with Black people who have options. And sometimes people look back and they say, well, you shouldn't have this, but you better know who you are. That's it. And Rodney, the same thing he did to me, he'll do to you. Just because people are nice and all of that, it's because it's a reason. To him, everything is transactional. So again, I'm just waiting. And I'm not upset what you do, but you are a gay man with a career. And if you don't think that that man won't do the numbers on you, I question your ability to observe and see what's going on. Now, I don't know anything about Just because, again, y'all, I don't watch. But let people do what they got to do, because eventually somebody is going to slip up and mess up. And that's all I'm going to say about it. Look, we are in a time right now where we are in a time right now where people should be trying to get some certification in Six Sigma, whether it's green belt, black belt, white belt. People should be trying to get some OSHA 10 certification. What's up, Georgia Peach? And we too busy doing all of this foolishness. Well, Rodney, I'm sure you wouldn't, but trust me when I say what I say. I'm not here to um, entrap. I'm not here to enable. I'm just here to say, be careful, because this is business. This is business. And people always have motives, and everybody's motives are not the right motives. And that's all I'm saying with that. When I did that banner challenge, my motive was to promote people, banners, make money. The winner make money, I make money, and everybody else make a little change. I've always been honest about what I do. I ain't got time to be playing. This is business. This is business. I don't have to dox people. I don't have to do any of that. I just come on and do my show. But again, the weakest links always have to do the most extreme things. They always have to do the most extreme things. And, Rodney, it is what it is. It comes with the territory. Things happen. But again, I'm not going to sit here and argue with people. That's crazy. You all, but do you see, Boonkey, how that sounds? You see how that sounds? It sounds very juvenile. And again, I have no time to entertain that foolishness. It's foolishness. And what it is I don't have no power nowhere else but on YouTube. I don't have no power anywhere else. I don't have any influence anywhere else except on YouTube. And so I want to show people who I am on YouTube, because anywhere else, I'm not even recognized. So this is what I do, because I want people to think I'm something and somebody on YouTube. And instead of uplift, I try to tear apart and tear down and do this, all in the name of clicks and views. And that's what that is about. And again, I don't have time for that. Now, it's one thing to roast and gag and all of this stuff, but this other stuff is ridiculous. And you're right. You're right. You're right. So anyway, you all, other than that, I'm doing extremely well. Extremely well. Georgia Peach, that's all you can do. That's all you can do, Georgia Peach. And my thing is, this is a show. Think about the people who have read me or said crazy stuff about me. I don't go and call their jobs. I don't that's crazy. Who does that? But again, this is why they'll threaten a binary. This is why they threaten binary. This is why they will threaten a person like Ghetto intellect. It ain't gonna bother nobody who don't got nothing unless they want them to even be further. And again, all of this is to make myself feel superior and to bring these people who may have a little bit more material wise a peg down because I feel like I'm not there, or why did they get the chance? I don't know, but it's really, really, really unfortunate. I don't feel, um, believe it or not, I don't feel intimidated by RNY and envy. I don't feel intimidated by binary and ghetto intellect. I applaud people who better themselves with education. I applaud people who have worked to obtain things that they need and get some things they want. What's wrong with that? But yet we sit here and celebrate people doing all kind of atrocious things, and we celebrate that. And that's what I don't get. And it's really a reflection of some of the people who are in here. It's okay to roast and gag and do all of this, but it's crazy. And I call those people out like sassy. And again, because people have issues. If you seem like you like better things or a tad bit more refined, people are going to have issues. And you got to ask yourself, is it the person or is it you? Is it the person or is it you? You know, I'm not ashamed to walk through my home, whether it's basic or not. I didn't have to have a cosigner. I got it. And that's not bragging. It's just if you do what you need to do and you take care of your business, you can have one too. God is not a respecter of person, but you better make the right decisions. And that's the truth. Why am I going to get jealous of somebody's success or what people are doing? That's crazy. You should be celebrating Black excellence or somebody who's doing something. That's why I could not believe that they called Ghetto's job. You know, here you are, Black people are not in spaces already, and because of a television show or a entertainment apparatus, you get your feelings hurt, and then this is what you do. Because again, you want to show people you have power, and all it shows me is that something is wrong. And you know, yeah, and it is a crab in the barrel mentality. And the sad part about it is most of these people have options to get other things. So just because you took one thing, there's another door that's going to open. You're not going to stop people from ever making money when they have options. And so you really got to look at yourself in those situations and say, why am I doing this? And what is the real reason? And when you really dig down, you might be startled. Why you don't like this person again? Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. I'm just saying. And again, you got to be very careful because a lot of these people are just mining for information. That's all they're doing. Yeah, Georgia Peach, we are. But again, I go to the scripture of the talent. Some people bury their talent, some people invest their talent, and it depends on what you do. It depends on what you do. And so you all, it's really not that major. Um, it is what it is. And I am not ashamed of any institution that I attended. The institutions that I have attended are recognized by all other institutions and businesses and corporations. And so I have no problem with that. And where I went to school has never been a hindrance or block to what I wanted to do. But the bottom line is, I have those credentials and they have served me well. And if I never get another job again, I'm grateful for what I did get. But we're moving up and we're moving forward. Moving up and moving forward. And you all, let me say this again. I know I will pick at binary for going to Grand Canyon University. It's the name for me. It's just, Grand Canyon, it's like, okay, you name your college after a national park, but it's all good because at the end of the day, I can sit here and kiki, but he can get a job. It's regionally accredited. He can transfer to a school if he has the grades and the wherewithal without an issue. And if he has a terminal degree from that institution, then it's just as valid as anybody else's. Point blank, and that's it. And we can sit there and laugh at it, but he did the work. What's up, Malik? Malik, I'm not upset. I'm just addressing it. This is a coin, Malik. I'm not arguing over it. I'm just pointing out the obvious. I'm pointing out the obvious. So anyway, so what else has been going on, you all? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you. The mess is old. It gets old. The same reads get old. I just think that I had the fortitude to stay in a little longer than most people. The money is still decent, but you just get tired of dealing with these people because they live for strife. They live for strife. There's a lot of mental health components that really circle around this as well. A lot of childhood trauma that has not been resolved, and you see it play out on these YouTube streets. You see this hatred of gay people, so you got this homophobia. And again, because this is entertainment, I'm like, it is what it is. But you see where people are. It probably makes him upset that I am a same gender loving man, certified clergy, not fake, but certified clergy. I'm not a pastor. I'm not anybody's pastor. Let me put this out here. I am not anyone's pastor. The last thing I want to do is to be over a whole lot of people. That is not my thing. My thing is I give you what you need and I move on. And chaplaincy is awesome. So if anything, it's Chaplain Jay. But pastor is what we do here because again, I love God. Regardless of what people think, I do. And my walk is not yours and a whole lot of other people. And again, what you think about me is really none of my business. I just see where people are. And when people tell me who they are, I believe them and I move on. So therefore, you don't see me carousing and hanging out to that panel and all of that stuff and trying to be on this panel because he's told me exactly how he feels. And I'm not trying to change how anybody feels. But one thing I'm not going to do is expose myself to that kind of mess. There's no need. I'm not going to change. I know where I am. And any conversation with him is just for fodder. But you see that kind of stuff. And so, you see that here. You got ageism, unfortunately, you do. You got colorism here. So the the stuff that people really have been feeling, you see it here. And you just get to the point where, okay, at the end of the day, we need to move on. And maybe the beef sector is dead because some of the people who were in beef sector is like, okay, the beef is good, but it's time to move on now. Because sitting here arguing with the same people about the same thing, it is old. It's tired. And like I said, I don't know what my next act is. It may be not even being on or starting something new. I don't know. But as long as I can be here, I'm going to be here, whether people like it or not. But you just get tired of the same old stuff. And you looking at people and there is no growth in some of these people. And you see it. You see the trauma. These people have told so much of their life, and you sit here and like, no wonder you got issues. You got issues. You don't like gay people, but you have a lesbian daughter. So therefore you're conflicted. And because you don't have control over that, you take it out on people on YouTube. We see people who have abandonment issues. So when they feel somebody has done them an injustice, perceived injustice, then they lash out. They do a lot of crazy stuff. But that's a root of a childhood traumatic experience that has not been resolved. So you see a lot of unresolution in the beef sector. And I'm not diagnosing anyone, I'm just observing what I have seen. All that I've seen. We have envy. We have envy. And I'm not talking about envy, but I'm talking about the ENVY, bitterness and jealousy. Why would you be trying to diminish somebody's accomplishments? What are yours? And that's the whole thing. You're so focused on my accomplishments or lack of, as you may put it, but what have you done? What accomplishments do you have? Did you serve in the military? Did you serve your country? Do you have a high school diploma or a GED? Do you have any certifications? What have you done? Because when I look back over my 56 years, for a Black man in America, in this uh in this stressful, yeah, you got to look. Black people, we have been taken through the Middle Passage, families separated, 400 to 500 years of free labor that America got from us, treated like dogs, inhumane. Then when we do get the emancipation, still terrorized, Jim Crow laws, all of this stuff. And if you don't think it crept in, I'm a child of the 70s. I was born in the 70s. Civil rights stuff still was going on in the 60s. And we're seeing that it's still present today by the administration and by how people are acting, right? But when you are a Black man born in the 70s, right at the tail end of the civil rights movement, and let me say this, you all, I take my trailer raising from age 1 to 4 proudly. And then moving down the street, still in the hood, I wear it with a badge of honor. You know why I wear it with a badge of honor? Because even in racist, classist America, you can still make it if you want to. See, I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth, which makes it even more satisfying. Now, I didn't get free lunch. I didn't get reduced lunch because, again, my parents made money. But we weren't extravagantly rich. We were comfortable. And so um, I look at it and I'm like, yeah, yeah, Jay, You were bused to integrated school. You went to a predominantly black middle school, and then you went to a predominantly white high school, and you made it. And that's important. See, I don't say integrated school as a brag. That was a challenge in itself because there were some teachers who didn't want to teach us. There were some parents who did not want us to be with their kids. See, again, you all, you don't know the struggle. When I got to middle school, it was a whole new world because I had black teachers who were really concerned about my well-being and got me prepared for high school, where it got even worse. You know, I was called up at the N word by a PE teacher in my high school. The struggle is real. I had a guidance counselor tell me, and no slight to people in the military, no slight to people in the military, you all, but she said, you need to go to the military because I don't think you're college material. That's a guidance counselor saying this to a black person. Thank God for that black guidance counselor who would counsel us when she didn't have to get us on the right track. I grew up during the time of crack cocaine. When I was in high school, crack cocaine was taking people out and HIV and AIDS was taking people out. And I'm still here. They had gang violence all over Florida, and I'm still here. And the whole thing about it is I made a point that I was going to go to school. No matter what it took, I was going to go because I knew how important it was. And it's one of the best decisions I have made in my life. Besides, my faith, it's the best decision that I've made. So when I think about the credentials and what I have done and continue to do, I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it at all. Because I know education can take you out of a lot of dark places and set you up right if you want it. So this is why I can't coddle people who have all of this support, but yet this air of entitlement. Because everything that I got, I worked for. No one gave me anything. I earned it. So again, regardless of where I went, whether it's Lincoln University, whether it is University of the People, it's valid. And that's all that really matters. And I'm sorry, you can't make me feel any less than. Like I told you all the other day, I can lose this house tomorrow. It doesn't diminish who I am as a person. Not one day. It doesn't diminish anything about me because I'm not wrapped up in this house. The persona of Jay Wilson may be, but in real life, I have family, I have faith, and I have friends. I have someone who loves me and I love them. And that's all that really matters. So all of this foolishness and stuff, I'm sorry. My armor is too thick for you to even chink because I know what you're trying to do. And it's not working. At the end of the day, you need to look at yourself and say, what have I done with my life? In the 60 years that I have been here, what have I actually done with my life? What have I accomplished? Let me tell you something. When I leave here, I have done more and then some. And I don't have to sit here and put nobody down. Of course, this is the beef sector, and we roast and gag, but in real life, don't have to. Because when you challenge yourself and compete against yourself, not other people, things work out. And at this point in my life right now, anything I do is because, wow, you're this old and you can still do it. You're this old and can still go play racquetball. And that's how I look at it. Let me say this, you all. And I'm just being real with you. I'm being very candid. And it's not even about him. It's just about life in general. I will probably never retire, not because I need to work. It's because I got to have purpose. I'm already thinking, what can I do next? Where if I want to go take a 2-week cruise, I can do it and then come right on back and jump into work. Because my last gig is going to be very contracted, and that's what I'm going to do. Already planned out. You know, and that's the bottom line. What's up, Catherine Powell? You all, everybody's been asking about Catherine Powell. And Catherine Powell is in the room today. And Catherine Powell told me that she must do the work while it is day, because at night, no man can work. Catherine Powell said, look, I got things to do instead of sitting here and fighting with people. And I think Catherine Powell is doing, let me tell y'all something. I just come on here because, again, I, I like it. But what I don't like anymore is continuing to fight with people because they want to prove something. It's to the point where, okay, I done read as much as I need to read. Again, I have nothing to prove. I have been here in this sector since the beginning. So nothing to prove. And for the new people, don't get caught up in folk. These people come here to tear your reputation up. They come to do all of these things because at the end of the day, when you look at their life, they've already ruined theirs. It gives me King Solomon and the two mothers. And one of the mothers rolled over her newborn, and the newborn was unalive. Instead of her taking responsibility, she goes and steals another newborn and claim it as hers. And then when they go before Solomon, they're arguing about this. And he said, well, what I'll do is we will cut this individual in half. And the real mother said, no, 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 no. I'd rather her have him than he not be here. And Solomon said, that's the real mother. And I see a lot of that on YouTube right now. They have squandered their opportunities. And now, like Catherine said, night is coming and they squandered the daylight, but yet they want to take somebody else's. And I'm just sorry, you can't do that. You just can't do it. And I just think it's sad that people have to stoop that low because they have no scruples, no morals, and it makes them feel good because they have nothing else. And that's what that's about. I get satisfaction off of hurting people because I'm hurt. I get satisfaction off of doing this because I'm hurt. And so if I can hurt somebody else, it makes me feel good. And I don't ever want to be in a position that I would have to do something like that. Again, my roasting gag stays on YouTube. And even with that, that time is limited because at the end of the day, we are in a situation where a lot of our people are being hurt right now, right now. And I know this is an escape, but sometimes we need to wake up and see what's really going on. So, what else is going on, you all? I'm pretty much done. Let people do what they may. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. I think it's silly. Any education that I get, I treasure, and I earned it, and it has benefited me. And that's who it was for in the first place. I never did it for you all. I did it for me. I never did it for my parents, or I did it for me. And when you do stuff for you and you accomplish it, that's it. And the part is, I complete what I do. So this is why I can be happy for Bree, because Bree even wants to go on and finish her master's degree. Because once you figure out that you can accomplish this, then you say, you know what? I believe in me more, and I can go and finish this. And unfortunately, some people will never know that feeling because they've never tried in the first place. And so, hats off to Brianna. People up there talking about some Jay trying to kiss her tail. No, I'm very happy because, again, when you've gone through that process, you know that process. And when that light is at the end of the tunnel, you feel very good about that. So I was very sincere in my congratulations to Brianna, and and gave from her wish list, because regardless of what people feel, she deserves it. And here people are talking and trying to minimize and marginalize her accomplishment because they may have not done it. And that's the sad part about it. And even worse is when people have the education and see a brother and sister doing well, and they still want to marginalize their education. And I just think that is sad. Let me say this. I don't even have to like you. But if you are trying to do something to better yourself, I am always going to be in your corner. Um, what was really despicable to me was when MU was trying to go to school. Now, of course, we know MU's background. We know that MU had a issue with substance abuse, but MU was trying to do what was right. MU goes and enroll at a school, and people are trying to call the school. I'm like, why are you trying to do that? And that showed me right there that some of you all, not all of y'all, but some of you all are crab in the barrel mentality people. Why would you call that young lady's school when she's trying to better herself and move forward with her life? And here you all are trying to call a school and hinder her education. You are you worse than the people who were segregationists. I mean, by her own folk. That's the sad part about it. That's the sad part about it. And I'm like, why are you all doing this? This young lady, first of all, you talk about her like a dog when she was addicted. And again, you all enjoyed that. And this is what I'm getting. See, when people are in the same rut with you, see, they can enjoy your downfall because they ain't doing no better either. So they can sit there and enjoy your downfall. They can sit there and talk about you and do all of these things. But when you decide to get up and do something different, then they have an issue with that. And that's exactly what happened to MU. As long as she was looking like Lady Sings the Blues on Heron, everybody was good with that. Because yeah, when she was knocking on Don Cato door and looking like maybe she was a zombie, ooh, we was good with that. Ooh, we were good with that, right? But when the lady finally got herself together and said, I'm getting ready to enroll in school to better myself, here people come trying to call the school, trying to hinder her. But at the end of the day, they were trying to get her to go right back to what she was because they were comfortable with that. They did not want her to change. They wanted her to stay the same because people are good with you being a wreck. They like a good train wreck. See, again, they don't like lemon sober. They love lemon drunk. And if they can push him to alcoholism again, they will do it because, again, That's what they want. They don't want the best for Lemon. They just want Lemon to entertain them at any cost, whether he's drunk or not. Because again, you got to look at the audience and some of the people who are in the audience. You have to look at some of these content creators. They don't ever want nobody to do any better. They will talk about people's houses. They will talk about what people drive, but yet they can't even keep a car. They wreck cars. Everything they get, they wreck. And so you look at this kind of stuff and you finally get it. And it's like, you should be glad that somebody is trying to improve their lot in life, because we've always been a people like that. Again, we know the struggle. We know the struggle. Yeah, they worried about a ring. They're worried about a ring. And I'm like, well, if I go to work and if I, you know, do XYZ, if I want another car, I can get a car. His man didn't buy him that ring. Well, we buy each other stuff. Can I tell y'all something? It's really funny, but I don't think people understand our concept. For Christmas, we went to the stores and we picked out what we wanted. I'm like, what you want and whatever you want, pick it out, and then we'll get it right there. Baby, we ain't have time to be wrapping no stuff. We don't do that. And I love because we're unconventional. You know what I'm saying? When we were young, all of that guessing and what you wanted and all of that stuff, that was cute back in the day. Oh, Locked and Lovely. That is beautiful. I am familiar with that Brent Spence Beards project. So that's a big thing. Congrats to you, Locked and Lovely. But yeah. So now we just go to the mall together. What do you want? This is what I want. Okay. And that's it. So if I see a ring and that's what I want, that's what I got. It's just that simple. He likes James Avery. I'm not a James Avery fan. And if you in Texas, you know who James Avery is. Thank you, Catherine. You know who James Avery is. So he likes James Avery, and he has a collection of the James Avery jewelry because he really likes James Avery. So he now this time he did not go with me because this was a new James Avery ring, and I wanted to surprise him. So that's what I did, and I went and got the James Avery ring. But with me, you can't whoop and surprise me like that. So again, we went to the malls and I found out what I wanted, and bloop, I had it. But my thing is this. Let me flip it over. If I wanted to buy the damn ring for myself, I have that option. And I don't have to wait for no man or no woman to do it because I'm able to do it myself if I wanted that. But because I am in a relationship, that's how we do it. It's just that simple. And another thing, I don't wear fake rings. Like I don't have fake degrees. It's just funny to me. But baby, the girls are just not well. Locked and Lovely, that is awesome. The Brent Spence Bridge project is really, really gonna be big. So I know you will continue to do what you need to do with that. Y'all, what else is going on? And let me say this, I'm not fussing. I'm just calling it out. I'm just not upset. I'm just happy with my life and what I'm doing. And to these content creators coming up, what these people try to do is guess what you're doing. They're trying to really observe or think they know your life, and you let them keep guessing, because at the end of the day, it's none of their business. You come to do a show. Now, if they put their business on YouTube, that is because they wanted it on. But for these up and coming content creators, you don't have to share anything with these people. You are here to entertain. And if you decide that you want to share, think long and hard, think long term, think short term. And if it's worth the risk, go ahead and do it. The ring, for me, was worth the risk, because at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, people weren't there when it was done. But yeah, so that's all I say to you all. Don't get caught up with these people. If these people really were to use all of this stuff that they're doing for a college degree, they would already have graduated. Well, again, first of all, I'm not 60. And far as job to job, they don't know. Let me, again, you all, it has been so many things said, but you can guess, you can say what you want, but when you really know the truth, all of that stuff, you just sit back and laugh. You just sit back and laugh. It's like, why even fight with people? Because people are always going to believe what they want to believe. And my thing is, you get nothing from me. You've already been paid. And so, again, I will be 70 and still be fierce and fabulously working, because I don't believe in not having a purpose. Now, will I be working because I want to? No, I'll be working because it's purpose. I'll be working and still be able to go and travel to places. And what people don't realize is that, baby, I've traveled the world. I have traveled the world, and I'm going to do it again. And I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and be concerned about people who never left their state or only went 2 states over. Again, some people are limited, and I'm gonna let them remain that, but that's because they want to. And if you want to remain in that situation, you stay. You up here talking about people and people living their lives. People come on here. Let me say this again, you all. Baby, don't even. Ooh, that game made me so sick last night. I hope the Spurs do something, because again, it'll be sad that they did all of that hard work for OKC and just lose like that to the Knicks. But hey, if it is whatever it is, whatever it is. Yeah, when you have options, you can do that. And even when people try to take a contracted job, it didn't stop me. I still see, that's the thing. It didn't stop me from getting another one. That man called that job. He thought that was going to stop me. And not knowing that I had 2 other jobs, and that was a contracted job. And the thing is, I got a call the next day from another hospital, because they need chaplains. Do you not understand that it's hard to get certified chaplains? Do you understand that a lot of young people are not going into ministry? It's just like musicians. That's why I can do what I need to do. But I'm not upset with people, and I don't really need to go into detail. Just know I'm fine. Just know I'm fine. I'm fine. And it's all good. And this is the thing. Everything I said I did, and got the proof to show. And got the proof to show it. From being a flight attendant, from academic dean, I don't have to lie about it. And this is what I said. I have lived a full life. And I have done a lot of things. Yes, I drove a bus. Yes, I did. I won't want to do that no more, but I did. Let me tell y'all something. They work those bus drivers crazy. And the sad part about it is, I just kept on seeing people get larger and larger because they're on that bus so much. You're not really doing a whole lot of exercise. You got to deal with a lot of people. You're dealing with the safety of passengers on that bus. Safety is paramount. If you break one rule, it could ruin you. And it's a lot to do that. But again, I enjoyed the little time that I did because, again, I have lived life to its fullest. But my thing is, the things that I've done, they benefited me. They didn't backfire on me. I didn't go to prison because I was selling drugs. Okay. I didn't go to prison because I was shooting. I didn't go to jail or lose a job because I was stealing. Okay. None of that. None of that. So when people are saying that they switch things to things, but what have people done? And again, you all, I'm gonna bring this back to you all. Let's circle back. What have you done? You can talk about everything that I've done, but what have you done? What have you done? What would your resume look like? Because you can talk about my resume, but at the end of the day, what does yours look like? What does yours look like? What does your resume look like? Now, I'm going to tell you, my real resume, I had nothing to be ashamed about. Certificates and things that I've earned, I don't have anything to be ashamed about. What is your resume? What does that look like? Ask yourself those questions. Everybody got to run their race, but what decisions did you make that benefited you? And think about that. See, that's the real tea right there. So you can talk about me, but what have you done? And at the end of the day, this is where midlife crisis comes in with people. See, I don't have a crisis. I have a midlife celebration because I've done everything that I really wanted to do. So now everything is downhill for me, not in a bad way, but downhill meaning that if I want to try something new, I'm not intensely focused on it now because I've accomplished everything that I wanted and I'm good. I checked those boxes off. So now everything is really an experiment to see if I like it or not. No pass or fail here, just life experiences. But what have you done? Look at yourself. You can look at me, but look at yourself. There are a few people on this YouTube apparatus, they got the goods. And I love it because they got the goods. Ooh, they used to be mad at Wolverine. Ooh, they couldn't stand him at the pool drinking. And who do you think you are? Oh, but he had the goods. And when I went down to Miami, oh, he had the goods. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And you know what? I wouldn't get down there being upset and jealous. Somebody said I did OSHA training 5 years ago, but come on, because you invested in yourself. Let me tell y'all something about Wolverine, and I know he's not here, but this is why I admire Wolverine. Wolverine told me where he came from, and where Wolverine came from, a lot of people don't make it. A lot of people do not make it. And for the mere fact that this brother was at the level that he was and where he came from and where he is now, I get excited about that because it tells me again, in America, as difficult as it can be sometimes, if your head is on straight, you can make it. And when Wolverine pulled up, I'm like, go ahead, brother, do that shit. It wasn't no, ooh, he think he better than me, or he think he better because he driving that Mercedes Benz. And it was none of that. It was like, go ahead and do that, brother. I ain't mad at you. See, because again, when you know where that man came from and where he is now, oh, you can celebrate. You really can celebrate. This is why I know we can make it if we really do. This is why I value education, because that's what pulled him out of his situation. And I'm being real with that, you all. Wolverine is living a serious life down in South Florida. But why should I be jealous? No, I applaud that, because his race was his and he made some good decisions. And we should be applauding people who are making good decisions. We should be applauding people who are at a situation in a crossroads and now they want to make a good decision. See, this is why I was really proud of MU. And, you know, me and MU have some different political views, but for the mere fact that she was trying to get her life on track and go to school and do something for herself, baby, that's all that mattered to me. I'm like, that's it. That's it. MU, do that. Do that. Because when people actually see the light and it comes on and they go towards the light, you get excited about that. I don't get excited about people getting clocked over the head. Yeah, it's something to talk about, but it's tragic. I don't get excited about grown people crying over SNAP benefits. I don't. But it seems like people love that shit. He was a joy to meet, Patricia, and he wasn't arrogant. You know, I know people don't like him because of how he was on YouTube when he was on there, but people were trying to dox him. And that's why he pretty much left, because people were trying to dox him. And again, you know, I'm like, that's sad. Because again, we're trying to take something from somebody because we feel a certain way about ourselves. He makes you feel a certain way. And you got to ask yourself then, why do I feel a certain way around this person? Because no one, absolutely no one, can make me feel any kind of way. I don't care if you went to Harvard and I went to Santa Monica Community College. It don't matter to me, because my accomplishment is mine. And when you know who you are, you don't have to worry about what other people say. So that's my word for today. I don't have to sit here and attack people and do all that. I mean, I can, but it's old. It's old. It's old. It's old. I don't, let me tell y'all something. I don't get joy when people are struggling and going through, but again, this is business. If you put your life out here like that, then people are going to talk about it and people are going to observe it and people are going to say what they want to say, because a lot of you all put yourself out there. It's not like somebody doxed you. You put yourself out there. So it is what it is. I'm not upset about anybody. I'm not upset about what people say, because honestly, I don't watch. And people think you be watching. I'm like, I don't. Because my thing is now, if it's not uplifting, I don't. When I know that it's because you really, really have, when things are not light, and when things are really deep and devious because you feel some kind of way, I stop watching. Because I'm like, this has gone beyond entertainment and it has become personal. And my thing is, I'm about the entertainment aspect of YouTube. I'm not about personal and emotional and attachments and all of that stuff. No, I'm not. And when it comes to YouTube, I'm very transactional, and I'm going to admit it, because at the end of the day, I'm not here for friends. I'm not here for this. Have I met some nice people on YouTube who I know they are good people? Yes. And guess what? I would never put them in harm's way. I would never put them in a position where they are going to be doxxed. So again, I may have some people on YouTube that I may correspond with, not that much now, because I believe that you got to have a line, but I would never put them in the line of fire. Everybody who's come through the House of Jay Wilson, I've told them that you get ready, because people will come after you because they don't care for me. And it has happened. We've seen it. But again, that's how people are. What's up, LaDon Unfiltered? Yes, happy Pride Month. Happy Black Pride Month. I must admit that too, because we got Black Pride coming up. So yeah. Okay, I don't know why I'm dropping the link, but I'm going to drop the link. And we're going to go and we're going to see what's going on. I'm going to drop the link. And if there's no one who needs to say anything, this is over. I done been on here for an hour and 10 minutes. So that's all I really needed. I'm not mad at anyone, not angry, not arguing, not cursing people out, just saying what I needed to say. And that's what we do. That's what we do. Again, you all invest in yourself. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what are my achievements? What would my resume say? Because again, all of these people who coming after me, how your resume look? I'm not ashamed of mine. And it's not a brag, but I made it a point to have options. Okay, the link is dropped. So you all, whoever's gonna come on, because the link is dropped. Yeah, Patricia, it used to be funny. You know, we used to do the carpet on my wall stuff, but you know, it has changed. And speaking of carpet on my wall, now I am getting ready to go and transform into messy. Y'all, please stop sending me Larry Nelson's pictures of what he's doing now. I'm really not. Baby, somebody sent me a picture of Larry Nelson, and he had a curl that was not curling. Baby, that Jerry curl would not curl up for the life of me. And don't do that no more. Don't do that no more. Leave that man alone, please. Leave that man alone. Let that man live. That man ain't been on YouTube. Please leave that man alone. Please leave him alone. But I ain't gonna lie though, that picture had me chuckling in my spirit. But please don't do that man like that. What's up, Rebel?
Hey, Jay.
Hey,
Can
what's
you hear
going
me?
on? Oh, I can hear you
Nothing.
fine.
Okay, I wanted to tell you. I wanted to get your how do you feel about this whole thing? Have you been watching the Shannon Sharp stuff with him being exposed by this guy? This guy he supposed to have been having some kind of little relationship, or he fooled around with the guy's girlfriend. Sent the pictures to Tasha K. Had you been following? You knew about? Do you know about that?
I saw, yeah, mm. You know what? You know what I say, Rebel? First of all, Shannon, sexuality is on the spectrum. I don't know why y'all play them games, because I think Cam Newton, don't. It's
Okay,
just,
okay.
you know, I mean, again, because we have this black and white thinking, there are no gray areas. And I think that Shannon Sharp likes sex.
Yes, I
Whether it's from
agree.
a man, whether it's from a woman, I think that he is very pansexual. I think, yeah, that's my thoughts on that. And again, people can have their thoughts, but as long as we play these games, you're going to continue to see stuff like that happen. And and Shannon Sharp is not the only one. It's going to be a whole lot of other people. And like I said, is this honest, Ro?
Yes. Hey, good morning,
So let me
Pastor.
say this:
Hey,
I'm not trying
Rebel.
to say
Hey,
everybody is
Ro.
gay. I don't believe everybody is gay. So let me say that because the people jump. I think everybody gay. No, I don't think everybody is gay. However, I do know that some men like certain things sexually. Some women like certain things. And let me
Yes.
say this too. We always talk about the men, but we don't ever talk about the lipstick lesbians who married the men and will go and date a woman, okay, and go back to her husband. Because just like that, there are some men like Shannon Sharp, there are some women like that as well. So again, I think it's on a spectrum. As long as we play these games, we're gonna see this happen more often. I'm on mute. Y'all go ahead.
But the thing about that, Jay, is I think that people don't understand that men are very sexual. They're more sexual, the testosterone, they're more driven. They are hunters. Men have always been more aggressive in their pursuits. So I think a lot of men tend to be bi, but they don't say it. And I told a story about a family member that I know for certain has messed around with a friend of mine years and years ago. Messed around with this friend of mine. His son is now part of the community, and he makes his son feel bad about being part of the community, telling his son, the family's not going to want you around. Now, keep in mind, this person loves me to death, but people act different when it's their children. But you got some damn nerves to try to treat him like this. And you have messed around numerous times with people in the community. You just don't walk. He lives his life as a straight person. And this is what I say, women, these men do a lot of things that you don't know about. Men will lie to your face and go to a bookstore and put his penis through a hole in the wall. Ask Lady Dimples. She's probably doing it right now. The thing is, you have to be aware. A man that's so homophobic and talks about gays all the time, and he always has all this vitriol when it comes to the community, give a person like that a side eye, because it's too much going on within their mind. They're too focused. Like with the Shannon Sharp thing, I was looking at some of these bloggers and they were like, yeah, he part of the community. He needs to come out. He needs to come out. Hold on, y'all. This my Jeep makes that noise.
Yeah, but
I'm in my
it's giving me what you're saying, giving me very much Beauty and Black. The
yes,
daddy is
yes,
gay, but he can't
yes.
stand his gay son. But yet
But
he over there trying to deal with that light-skinned man.
and the thing is, I remember this family member, and ladies, hear me again. I keep saying this. He had a girlfriend, and they would bring other women into it, into their relationship, and it was cool. She tells me he loves you because you're family, but he don't like gay men like that. He loves you because you his family, you his blood, but he don't do that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, he's cool. Now, you're a whole bisexual woman, and he's made it. A man is satisfied. It's all about men. A man will get a woman to sleep with another woman because that's what he wants. A lot of times the women don't even want that. And they'll do it just to appease this dude. Meanwhile, he's making her think that he don't like gay people that much. He likes me and a couple of other family members because we're blood. This dude then messed around with people in the community for years. And I didn't even tell her that, but she was just, baby. She's like, oh, because he don't play that stuff, we can come over, but just let your friends know. I said, baby, first off, my friends are not attracted to him. All gay men we're not running around with our tongues wagging out like dogs salivating because a man is straight. No, I don't give them the time of day. I'm sorry, Ro, what you was gonna say? I know you love straight men.
Who?
Well,
Who?
actually, I have a difference of opinion. Yes, the girls have found out about Shannon. Come on, I want some of that dark chocolate. Yes, I knew it. All right, Eddie Murphy
Ro,
wife.
you
Come
may have
on,
to
baby.
top
Let's
him
go
though,
get us some
Ro.
of that.
Ro, you may have to top him though, because some of them big old muscular guys be big old power bottoms.
He
Mhm,
better not be. Oh, I'll be pissed.
mhm,
You know what? Yeah, Shannon. But they have been trying to come for Shannon for a long time now. But remember, y'all, like he, like at first it was, he was, it was something with a woman. He was messing around with a woman, and they found out about that. So they really trying to dig in deep to Shannon. They will not let Shannon live in however he may want to live. The girls done got him though, for real. Like, do we know for sure that it's him?
The woman sent pictures of, now this is a content creator. The guy, I forgot his name, Royce. His name is Royce, something like that. Royce Boyles or something. But he he's on he does content on YouTube or some other app. But the girlfriend and him, she went through his phone and she found the pictures of him and Shannon Sharpe and Hollywood, which is the Hollywood is like, I think, a stylist.
mhm,
So they were
mhm.
like in a little,
'Cause
they all
he
share. Now
he
keep in
has a
mind,
stylist. He goes to the basketball game with that stylist too.
baby. No, the thing is though, but the stylist also had outed someone else in the NFL. They're in the NFL, right? You know, we gave what is it? NFL, right?
Yeah,
The
NFL
stylist
National
outed
Football League.
someone
NFL.
else. He outed someone, but the thing is, these gay men don't play, baby. If you make them feel like they're less than, or you try to act like, yeah, I don't do that, and you know you've been messing around with them, gay men will, baby, drag you through the ringer. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, baby, I don't deal with DL men like that though. I prefer a gay man. I can look at straight men and don't think. I look at straight men like I look at lesbians, and like I'm looking at just a canvas on the wall. No, I'm good.
Do you think Shannon is trade?
I
Is he
think
trade?
Shannon is pansexual. I think he
I
likes
agree.
whatever comes in front of him. If he thinks it's
Oh,
attractive, he's gonna go for it. Can I say this too? It's a guy who came on YouTube to say that he went to the gym to get muscular and that women are really not paying him a lot of attention. He's getting more stuff from straight men and gay men. And he was surprised because believe it or not, I guess a lot of women like dad bodies. They like some bodies that are not so much chiseled, but men are aesthetically there when it comes to muscles. And he was very surprised that when he did all of that work, he said that the women, I mean, he gets some women, but the majority of the people are straight men and gay men. And this is what he said on YouTube. Not to say that he is an expert, but it was just his observation. And I thought that was very interesting because, again, if you go to the gym, you know what. Anyway, go ahead, Ro. I'm on mute.
Mm-hmm.
you know what? And Pastor, I did just want to touch on the first subject that you were saying. I just want to say that I feel like a lot of these people are trying to attack you because you have a support system that is not just surfaced around business. Even though that's the way you put it, a lot of people love you, Pastor, and they'll be there for you, like you say, ride and live. And some people are like they jealous, because they don't have that. You see them over there, and they back fighting the youth. Like I thought you already got a child. If you got a child, then that's the child that you need to be trying to make into whatever mold you want. And also, people keep talking about they getting married. I don't get that. If you bought to get married or you're married and you still got all this time for bull crap, but you're supposed to be a man of caliber and excellence,
And
right?
it's something that these
I
straight
don't
men
think so.
always talk about they get married. I've noticed that, Ro. And let me tell you
Let's get
something.
married.
It's really funny that Ro and Rebel are on here. I have met Ro and Rebel. And let me say this. Rebel was attacked because he was the janitor and all of this stuff. And they don't understand that Rebel is more than a janitor. People want to attack Ro. They attack Ro's education. believe it or not. And I'm like, but I met Ro. I have met these people, and these people are more than what you see on YouTube. YouTube is entertainment, but this is the
Yeah.
thing. You don't have carte blanche to our lives. We don't have to put all our business out here to feel validated and to feel love and all of that stuff, because you're right, Ro. You already have it outside of this. I
Yeah.
got family and friends outside of this.
But Jay, you know what? Even I look at misery loves company a lot of times, and for me, I've been looking at these container homes. I'm going to look at property today. Me and two of my buddies who I ride motorcycles with, we're going to a few spots because you know, the railroad cars.
Yes.
I'm buying 2 or 3 of those and getting it built on a piece of property.
Oh
And
gosh, and I saw some real nice ones too, Rebel. Ooh, they can really fix it up real nice too.
oh, Jay, when I tell you, I've talked with a friend of mine that's an engineer and he does architecture as well. I'm looking at, I've been doing diagrams myself, how I want it set up. And I'm doing this. I'm going to be starting, I'm transitioning into another job pretty soon. It's making quite a deal more money. So I'm like looking at all my options. And I don't want to be paying someone else's rent the rest of my life.
Correct. And you know what? Rebel said options. Options. And my thing is this, you all, people already, you know what gets me, Rebel? You 50 years old and you just getting a house. No, baby, I got my house in my 40s. Let me start that. I got my house in my 40s, but I was a flight attendant and I wasn't trying to be all everywhere, da 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 da. But my thing is this: when I decided I wanted a house, I could get it.
Right.
And see, and this is what Rebel is saying. Rebel is saying, if I want one, I can get one. So, yeah, but again, you all, we don't like this kind of talk because people who feel some kind of way, they think it's bragging. It's not bragging. Rebel got options. Ro has options. Ro has a job now. Ro done put in work equity, and if Ro decided he want to go somewhere else, Ro has the goods to go somewhere else. And I ain't mad. And you know what, y'all, you don't hear me sitting up here being jealous of Rebel because he's looking at property and he's gonna look at a container home. Why am I gonna be, if the brother can do it, more power to him. If a sister can do it, more power to her. Why are we sitting up here hating on people who have options? And Rebel said it again. Rebel has options.
Oh, Rebel, he probably be back. Because when he says container home, Pastor, that's the ones that you can take on the road.
No, that's those are tiny homes. Container homes are containers. You know, those containers that can go on a truck or can go on a railroad. And they are the steel containers. And so they are permanent homes, and you can put them on you can do it on a concrete slab. You can do it on many different types of foundations, and they are really durable and they're really solid. So a lot of people are doing the container homes, and so that's what he means. But all you got to do is go on the web and look at it, and some of those container homes are phenomenal.
Pastor, we doing some things really, like, even though with, the economy and everything going on, like I got a coworker, she about to have a car sent to her tomorrow. She got a car coming to her, like just brought it right online and they shipping it to her, so it's like, we are really out here, doing what we gotta do. I feel, even when, we may feel like, oh, it's so much stuff that, we could be like losing, because of who we have in charge. Yeah. But we still making it. We gotta, I was at the funeral yesterday, Pastor, and I was telling them, a lot of times when you at funerals, it really kind of makes you dig deep. You do a lot of deep thinking. Mm-hmm. Then you also see people that you vibe with, that you haven't seen in some time. So it brings stuff like that into perspective.
It does. So, and like I was saying, because people are attacking me, I guess. Let me say this. Number one, Ro, I don't even know what they said because I don't go and listen. I just kind of have a feel of what they may be talking about. But let me say this. I'm not ashamed of my resume. I'm not ashamed of my accomplishments. What do you have? And I always ask people, what do you have to show?
Anger.
Yeah. You
And
can talk about
I
me.
want to
You can
win.
talk about me, but what do you have? Do you have a high school diploma? Do you have a GED? What kind of certifications do you have? What kind of job history do you have? What kind of social and community involvement have you been into that you've gotten awards for? What have you done? I mean, what do you do? Do you volunteer? Because again, at the end of the day, I volunteered when I was in college to help veterans get their GED. I mean, I had to go right to Hampton. You know where Hampton University is? It's that VA center right next to Hampton University, and I used to volunteer there twice a week. So what are you doing? And so what I ask is, you can talk about my accomplishments or what I may not have done, or how minuscule I guess my accomplishments are. But what are yours? What can you fall back on?
And Pastor, I'll say this too. I would, if I knew somebody brought me back to life, resuscitated me back to life, I don't never heard him talking about that hospital. I'd be at that hospital volunteering, because hold on, you done brought me back to life on certain things. People don't never wake up again. They don't never wake up. You never talk about that though. Comatose. If I was comatose and I woke up and I'm able to think, physical therapy, all that, you back, you good, you baby. See, that's how you know some of these folks' hearts are filled with darkness. I would be right up there at that hospital trying to volunteer with my time. I'm gonna tell you that. Hold on, you done brought me back. I am able to walk, but you want to come talk ish. Do you appreciate that? Do you appreciate it? Show us a letter, okay, that you wrote to the hospital saying, thank you so much for bringing me back. I know a lot of times this type of stuff, the person will never come back. Thank you. Where your thank yous at? It's a whole lot of you talk ish. How you re-talk ish about somebody that lost someone, and then okay, you go back to their camp and you're cussing them out again. You make no sense. Thank the hospital for bringing you back. It's a whole lot of humble that some of these hoes need.
Well,
Go get married. Let's get married. You don't want to get married because you want to keep coming up here messing with Pastor and everybody else. See, Pastor, he feels like if he takes you down, he gonna take the whole sector down. I guess. I don't know. Crazy work. But go ahead, waste your time. Gonna waste the rest of the time that you got. That time was given back to you from the hospital. Did you even get in touch with one of the nurses, that was taking care of you? It's ridiculous. Go send them a letter. You trying to send letters, trying to do all this stuff, hateful stuff on the internet to people that you ain't never met a day in your life. Go talk to the people that you did meet. Go to that doctor and say, thank you for bringing me back. I'm going to tell it like it is.
Okay, bro. Tell them how you really feel. My God. Well, I'm not all of that moved by it. All I can say is check your resume. Check what you've done. You know, I didn't lose the job because I was stealing clothes at the Salvation Army. I didn't do that. I wasn't trying to defraud somebody. I didn't get my house by ill-gotten means. I got it because I went to the bank and got pre-approved. So again, it is what it is. Everybody is different, but I'm like I said, I'm not upset with this person. I just want y'all to look at it. We are not the same when it comes to decision making. And the brothers that are up here right now, Ro Rebel and myself, people had to work hard. Rebel didn't get his job because He walked in there and said, "I'm Rebel." Rebel had to go through training to get what he has. Roe got his job because he went through 4 years of schooling. And like I said, everybody's educational path is different. Some people may go the technical route, but my thing is at least have something that you can say is mine and you can't take away.
Yeah, definitely.
Pastor, you got me gagged saying somebody was stealing from the Salvation Army. I can't do anything with
Baby,
that.
they said they was somebody was taking clothes. I don't know. I really don't know. But first of all, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's diabolical. Can we pray
I
about
don't
it? We gotta
know.
pray
That's what
about
the
that.
girl said.
I don't want to go to jail, but I'm stealing from the thrift store. Child up.
Now look, now I ain't trying to be messy, bro. You coming up here being messy. I was keeping it real a buck.
Oh, bro. Okay, bro.
Good
What's up, Dory?
morning.
Baby, I was trying to keep it a buck, Ro. I'm not trying to be messy, see, but Ro, you coming up here being messy.
Bro,
I
dragging.
can't take. Hey, Dory.
Hey, Boo. Hey, Bravo.
Hey, Dory.
Hey. I'm going to wait my turn. I'll wait my turn. Hey,
Bro,
Jay.
it's your turn. You up here. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to be rude. Okay. But anyway, no, first of all, Jay, I got a couple of things to say, right? Congratulations. All right. And bless your parents for teaching you the benefit of higher education. Let's start there. Okay. Let's start there. All right. Because I think we missing, the mark here. It seemed to me, correct me if I'm wrong, that there was a gap that you need to fill, and that's why you went to that university. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let me say this.
Uh-huh.
Some things are scripted, but again, because I don't think that I owe everybody an explanation, I really can't say a lot. But all I'm going to say is this. The education that I received from those for the two institutions, it was free. And that's all I'm going to say.
Well, amen to that. Free always good, child.
It was
I don't see the problem.
I didn't pay one dime for it. And that's all I'm going to say.
But let me tell you what got me. I keep it a stack. Okay, be real honest. When I watched said individual playing the commercial, right? And I said, well, it is a public commercial. However, my opinion, I'm speaking as a YouTuber. Y'all don't try to lawyer me. I'm saying it again. I'm speaking as a YouTuber, as a layman. It was harassment. Why do I say it's harassment? Because of all the negative things that he said as precursors. Then, so that set the tone, okay, to the average thinking man and woman. And then when he said, if you have a problem with his video, and then incited people to fill out their form under the video to further discuss their negativity towards you and your acts on YouTube. One doesn't have to do anything to the other. So it's almost like you're inciting a riot. That's harassment. That's a clear-cut case of harassment. It's not doxing because you don't own that video, but is it harassment? Absolutely it is.
Mm-hmm. Well,
This,
like I said,
as a layman, okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just letting go ahead. I just wanted to raise that as a fact. That is clear-cut harassment.
I didn't. Let me say this, Dory. I didn't see it, so I really don't know what was said. And really, at the end of the day, what the people gonna do? Revoke the degree that I earned? What they gonna do? Take it back?
They cannot. And you also were threatened, in my humble layman opinion. I'm using my words very carefully, because it was an if-then statement. If you have a problem with his video, then, write to the university. Also, furthermore, inciting people to write to the university. I don't know what these people be thinking on here. I don't know why they just lack basic common sense. And law is common sense, period. You don't need to pass the bar. I'm just giving you an example. It's really common sense. And yeah, you were threatened. I mean, I'm sorry you didn't watch it. It's hard to stomach.
Well, see, this is the thing. Why should I watch something that I've obtained the credential. Why am I going to watch? And that's the thing, they want you to watch. And I'm like, I'm not there. Why should I go and see something negative because you feel bad about yourself? My thing is, what have you earned? I mean, I'm in a commercial because I earned the credential. And far as what I did do, because again, I have options. And if I am 60 and work 70 jobs, that means that I'm employable. So, but what did you do? And see, that's what I'm trying to get to. You're so fixated on what I've done. What have you done? If we saw something that you did, what would we think? Because let me say this, and it goes back to Rose's situation. I did see you with a lot of clothes, because there is a video of you taking clothes and giving it away and doing this, but it wasn't what you were supposed to do. And if I'm not mistaken, the girl said that you were let go because you actually took things that you weren't supposed to take. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, because I haven't been invested in it. But my thing is, I don't have that type of reputation. I don't do that. I don't take things that are not mine. I'll go on mute.
That's what the girls say. You're correct. That's been a long time storyline of that. And evidently they're saying it's videotape evidence, allegedly. That's what I heard. So Jay, just from what I'm understanding is that you don't plan to take any action. That's why you're not watching it. You know, that's what I'm assuming.
No. That's not necessarily true. I just don't discuss it. I tell people that, you may want to, think about that, because if I have options, I'm going to use my options, but I don't need to give you my whole plan of my options. And that's all I'm saying.
That's smart. That's smart. That's why you got them degrees, because you're smart.
Leave them blind, Pastor. Leave them blind as a bat.
I agree. I just thought it was just messed up all the way around because, Jay, in all honesty, the way these people have tried to, the way they have docked you, came at your employment, just constant harassment, just jealousy and hater. And these are Black people. Oh my God. To me, it's like, you're mad, ZX, I'm put a name on it. Grown folks, you're supposed to be grown, but you acting childish. Okay. See, doxing is illegal now. The internet laws have caught up, sweetheart. Catch. So my point to you, sir, is that you're trying to knock this man down for being a higher achiever. Let's start there. Then you didn't want to give him credit as a director of the nonprofit organization, and you wanted to tie him to Uber and Lyft. Which one is it? Which one is it? And why does it matter to
Well, it's
you?
Uber and Lyft now. It's QT. It's QT now and everything. But do you think I get upset about things like that? I don't. Let me say this. When I was driving a bus, I was happy doing that too. So whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to be happy doing it, because at the end of the day, I'm employable. And I can work blue collar job. I can work a white collar job. I can work all of that. Pastor, you look so good and spoke so well in the video. Honestly, thought it was AI. Thank you, Cali girl. I appreciate it.
Yeah. And Jay, let me say this. I'm going to tune it up, land my plane. What gets me is that his quote unquote problem is your online behavior. Has he looked in the mirror?
Wait a minute, because I roast and gag, but do you think putting a woman's who was your moderator's status out there, or calling people all kinds, like I said, my online status is because I'm an entertainer, but you have really done some ugly stuff to really adversely affect people's lives. And again, if that's what he was saying, I mean, he needs to look at himself. But at the end of the day, you all allow it to happen. So if you keep on allowing people to come to the sector and do these things and do, because like I said, people can only do so much, but obviously there's no outrage and y'all don't care.
Exactly.
I don't
And
care because again, he does these things, and the only reason why he does it because people allow it.
exactly. He was so jealous of your achievements. He spoke all the way back to when you was a flight attendant. Oh, I don't believe that. I don't believe. I mean, are you kidding me? I mean,
You don't have to believe it.
shut up.
My Delta pension proves it. Again, why prove something to somebody who can't even produce a high school diploma or GED?
Right, that was his problem. I'm glad you brought up the pension. I don't believe he retired from Delta. I mean, he went all the way back there, Jay. I was like,
First of all,
wow,
I
what
didn't
a
retire
hater.
from Delta. I left Delta because I finished a doctorate degree and I got hired. But because I was with Delta so long, I'm vested, so I get fully funded for my pension. I'm on.
Okay. Fully funded is a key word if you listening or your minions are listening. But y'all need to leave people alone. The internet laws have caught up. You can't just be doing what you all willy-nilly and what you think you can be doing. Go get ChatGPT if you don't believe me. Google it, do something. But all it takes is a phone call. All it takes is a phone call. Y'all need to stop. Y'all need to really, really, really stop. You can't just arbitrarily just put people's information out there. And that's malicious intent.
And
Malicious
this is the
intent.
thing. This is the thing, Dory. Again, all it proves is that I am who I say I am. I don't have to lie about
Exactly.
anything.
Exactly.
No
He
more
does
than
not
the
want you to
devil
have.
has to lie. No more than Honest Row has to lie. You know, they're even questioning Honest Row's education. All you got to do is Honest. Let me tell you something, baby.
Behold the green and
Honest
gold.
Row has transcripts. Everybody know. And again, Honest Row might have been a commuter student. So can I say this? It's a difference between a commuter student and a on-campus student. I was both. So commuter students really don't have a lot of ties to the campus because they usually go home and go to work. They're not on the dorm. They're not on the campus 24/7. So commuter students are going to be much different than campus students.
Mm-hmm. But the key word is still student and graduate.
I have graduation pictures and everything to show. So
That's
you
funny.
know,
But bro, I wouldn't show one piece of paper because for what?
Nope.
To prove something to who?
I wouldn't show him
Nobody.
Like I said,
Pastor, they trying to take everything away from you. And it goes to show they got so little. You the one was sitting in the hospital bed, not Pastor. Work on that. You was sitting. That's what you can show us. That you was, we know for sure that it was some hospital you was at. You was there. And we can go and ask them people what type, how was he? Okay, as a patient. Is he one of the ones that, thank God he gone? Is that what type of patient you was? You better be careful. You may end back up there. Stop it. Because you continue to try to attack somebody because you want him to be in a hospital bed. You want Pastor to be in one? Sorry, ain't gonna happen. And if it was to happen, he got a whole lot of love. He wouldn't have to come up here. You had to come up here and get views.
Let me say this, Ro. I just finished brushing all of my teeth. All of my teeth. I didn't have to put it in no water. I flossed. Amen. I flossed. Okay, I used my little water pick with the peroxide mix in it. Okay, and then I used my electric toothbrush, and then I put my little mouthwash on because I got all of my teeth.
I know
And
that's
see,
right.
I don't ever come up on camera without my teeth because they already there. I'm on mute. I'm taking a shower. Y'all talk while I'm in the shower.
Okay, I'm gonna say this real quick. For the record, on the record.
Notice I said I'm getting ready to take my shower because my water is still
With your
on.
running water that you
So
pay your
I
own
got
water
running
bill.
water in Jesus' name.
Cats.
Not in my name, Rebel.
Yes.
Not in my name, Rebel, but in
Okay,
Jesus'
nice.
name.
Nah,
Pastor,
nice
you
hot
hit them with the
shot.
light gun. Pastor hit
But
them
let
with the
me-
light. I see the light coming through them in holes. I just see the light pouring through.
Before I forget, Honest Roll, for the record, on the record, no one on this panel or in this chat room should get retaliated against because we're standing up for injustice. So don't be mad and be trying to go out there and dox us and do this and then the third because we telling you wrong. That is clear-cut
Be as
harassment.
mad as they want to be.
Yeah, right.
This
But you know
he
they
got
like to
time
get
for
back.
it.
They like to get back. They get mad for content. But I'm saying for the record, on the record, doxing is illegal. Play pussy and get fucked. I'm listening. Go ahead. Excuse me. Mind my manners.
All I'm gonna say is this before I jump into time. As you can hear, the water is running. Y'all hear that? That's the water. But I'm getting ready to jump into
Ooh,
time.
yeah.
But let me say this, you all. I'm not mad. I'm not. And again, I know that you all are bringing this up, but it would have been a done deal because at the end of the day, my resume is pure. And if they had to run down mine, I don't have no issue. And that's what I'm gonna say. Y'all go ahead. I'll be back.
It said directable, but see when Ro and Rebel y'all, right on this, when Jay Wilson came out and said he had an executive position, y'all ain't want to believe him though, huh?
And you know what, Dora? I feel
Mm.
like it wasn't even. That's not even our business. If Pastor wanted to tell us that, I'll take it for what he
Right.
says. I'm not. We don't dig and pry to want to find this out. That's how much you don't like this person. You got to dig, pry, and do everything. You trying to. What he's trying to do is get everything taken away from Pastor, not knowing that it's stuff that is embedded within him when it comes to him having a heart. Because see, I met a man that had a heart. Now, everything can't be the same said for that individual because it's already people that he done suppose met and hugged on. And from what I'm hearing, you're talking smack about them. Why you throwing shade at them? You supposed to admit them. Now you fighting with them. It don't make sense.
But Ro, let's take Jay Wilson out of it. He over there gloating, okay, because he popped somebody for being successful. Make that make sense. And your reason, rhyme, and rationale, his reason, rhyme, and rationale was because of his online behavior. Jay Wilson not over here committing criminal acts online. You are.
He wants people to stop coming to see Jay
It's
Wilson.
not going
He
to
wants stuff to
happen.
be taken away, and he is delusional to ever think that that's going to happen. People will leave him, as he's seen over the years, before they will leave Jay
I
Wilson.
just
Somebody like Jay
never
Wilson. What has he ever
seen.
given to his people? Have you ever given your people? What have you given your people? Have you gave them a gift basket? Shut up.
No,
Okay,
just
you over
like
there
a week
with
or
them
two
glasses you
ago.
probably can't even see. He can't
He
see with them
blessed.
sunshades. Talking about shut the F up.
No,
Take
here
them
go the gas.
sunshades off. They're telling your eyes to shut the heck up.
Here go the
You
gas,
don't get
boy. Here go the
wrong.
gas. Here go the gas. Just a week or two ago, he gave somebody, one of his moderators, children, bless her heart, $100 for graduating. So make it make sense. How hypocritical. How hypocritical. So one, you promoting higher education and going off to college, but then you it wasn't doxing, but you harassing somebody for achieving another degree and being successful in the workforce. Like, which one is it? Stand on something. You cannot say because of his online behavior. Have you really assessed the shit you do online? Who
It's
made
jobs
you
out here.
the litmus
And
test?
yeah, and see, Dora, it's jobs out here where you do have to like have a role throughout your life. You know, you take that on, and then the way you may look at a certain place. But Pastor has already told us that, you know, that's not exactly what he does. So he doesn't have to abide by any rules to say, hey, you can't be doing these type of acts online, like, you know, roasting and gagging. You can't do that and play this role. He doesn't have that category. Now, I do know certain people in other careers where, yeah, they have lost their jobs because they were out of character, as I'll say. They were out of character. But Pastor can come out of character, come in, come out of character, and they mad about it. He
It's a
isn't the
show.
only person that was a passer up here that played a role of a passer and was making money up here. Don't they know that? Tobias, God rest his soul, but Tobias was cussing and doing that. Did you say anything to him?
Tag me in, Ro. First of all, Jay Wilson didn't say pastor or reverend. He said pastor, Passa. That's number one. Okay. Number two, he says it's a show. It's a show. Okay. It's entertainment. Okay, that's number two. So he's clarified and defined his role on YouTube. And number three, my humble opinion, okay, because I'm opinionated. I don't have a facts on this, but it comes across as that he's jealous of Jay Wilson's ability to make money online and support that he gets from the Rider Lives. Because why I feel that way is because he kept saying, yeah, coin bring me here, coin bring me here, coin bring me here. When has Jay Wilson ever shied away from he here, okay, and he not doing it for the free
This is the
$99.
job. This is the job. This is just like another part-time gig. And again, y'all, I'm kind of feeling some kind of way because at the end of the day, us talking about him is giving him props. And I'm like, I really don't even go see what he's doing. I don't visit his chat. Somebody just said something about Rodney. Baby Rodney can be over there, but again, I'm not behind the scenes with Rodney. I'm not doing stuff with Rodney. So why should I watch out for Rodney while I don't even do anything with Rodney? We don't talk like that. We don't. So again, I don't even get that. But again, a lot of this stuff is to start a lot of stuff. And I see what they're doing. They're trying to, at least he is trying to get traction. And this is how he does it. This is why he has gone to that format of attacking people, because people like that. And I'm not that here for it. So for the mere fact, I'm not giving him play. All I'm saying is open up your resume. Do you have a high school diploma? Do you have a degree? Do you have a college education? What do you have? Do you even have a certification in something? I mean, so again, you're focused on me. Great. So now you saw a commercial. What do you have going for you?
Right.
What do you have going for you?
And that's true what you just said. Like, you ain't even checking for this dude. You're not even checking for him. And that's right. Are you on equal grounds? Because you're downing something, and you're downing what that something is an achievement. And, that's why we beat at the content. I don't
PASSA, but I am clergy. I won't shy away from that.
Okay, amen. Amen.
I mean, I got the ordination papers. I have my clinical pastoral credit hours. I went to an accredited institution to get that too. So,
Pastor, you know what I'm thinking, Pastor? I think he may want you to mentor him. I'm to that point. Like, you so invested in Pastor. You want to be Pastor. You want to be Pastor. He's trying to take your place, Pastor. Oh, Lord, that's what it was. This whole time. That's it, Pastor. You can't have it. Push his ears down. Push him down.
He got a crush on Pastor. He got a crush on Pastor.
Dory, it's like the little girl beating up the little boy, or the little boys picking on little girls that really like them. How do you come to a sector and feel how he feels about our community? It's almost like a white person coming into a black neighborhood and talking about the shops that we have in our neighborhood and saying, why do y'all have that? Y'all need to you're coming to our neighborhood. These men come to it was founded by T.S. Madison, Kaya. Yeah. And the thing is, you're sitting up here and you have all this vitriol, and the first thing you run and start is using the F word, and it's comparable to a white person calling us the N word behind. It's very. You can't come into a sector that's compromised, that's comprised of people in the community, and you don't like us. Go away. Go, leave. You don't have to be in the area.
You're right,
Rebel. Look, I don't know if you heard this, but I had to get somebody straight because I wanted to know what they were trying to say. So why did Lemon try to come for you one night talking about something? He met Rebel, and he was very frail. He was very weakly. I'm like, what you trying to say, Lemon?
He was trying to insinuate you had a letter.
What you trying to say? And you wouldn't know how to say it. But I'm like, I done met Rebel, and what you trying to say? I'm just asking. So, again,
but I do. My eyes both look in the same direction, though. And this is the thing. Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna mince words. I saw Lemon, and Lemon was a flaming queen in person. And Ro, don't you dare sit up here and try to act like he wasn't, because he was. And the thing is, Lemon was very flamboyant, how he perched his lips, how he was poised, and he looked like he wasn't playing with a full deck as well. It just we're getting ready to go and get on this bus. How are y'all having do-rags and slippers with socks on and just
Well, we gotta understand it was from the projects. You know, sometimes
baby,
people from the
well, that
project.
does
People from the project.
that's not baby. Project people can still have some kind of decorum about themselves. You know, when you go somewhere, you can get dressed up. You don't have to look like where you're from. And people, I have family members that stay in the project, and you would never know that they stayed in the projects because they can look just like anyone from the suburbs.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, some folks you go into the project, you be like, oh, I wouldn't even have expected. But it's just he brought the project.
Yeah, let me say this real quick. See, God don't like ugly, and the truth will come out. Because when he called Simon on Instagram, Simon said he's been very, very feminine ways towards him, etc. Right? Oh, he did a video, Simon lying. This was a while back. Did he not hit Jay Wilson's link? And Jay Wilson said he was behind that damn banner doing the same thing. Other people said it, the drunk call, but everybody called my husband a liar. Even Lemon even did a video calling Simon a liar. Honey, fast forward to modern day. Here's Jay Wilson link, and he was, being a little bit feminine seduction and calling people on the phone drunk dial at night. So how you gonna talk about some damn Rebel? I was just chewed through with that Rebel.
I met Rebel in person.
Yeah.
And again, no, and this is the thing. Rebel probably had COVID at the time and didn't even know it.
Yes, and I did have it when he met me. Yes, that's exactly what it was. And the thing is, I'm not a drinker. See, this is the thing. They can throw back all those cheap vodka drinks on the party bus. I don't drink like that. And if I drink vodka, it's going to be top of the line vodka. I don't drink taco vodka. And another thing is, I'm just sitting up. By the time I was 30, Lemon, I had been in an apartment. I got my first apartment when I was like 19. My first car when I was like 18, 17. So I never lived with anyone because I wanted to have my own stuff. I didn't want, and my mother was very lenient. I was still able to go out of town and fly places when I was 18, 19, 17. I could go weekend trips with my friends.
You never had a roommate, Rebel? You seem like you would have had like a roommate, though.
No, when I had my first apartment, I was 18, but I did have a roommate, and me and this person are still friends to this day. Yeah, but I roommated with him, but the problem was he would meet dudes that like to try to move him in. So I got my own apartment like a year later. Because all our stuff gonna be missing. Because you meet these little thugs and you trying to let them spend the night. No, baby, they're not gonna be here when I'm not here. No. So we actually moved. I got an apartment and he moved next door to me. We could knock on each other's walls if we wanted to, but I didn't want to depend on anyone. I was always I made my own path, and I didn't have my hands out, and no one could tell me they were going to take anything from me because I didn't live with men. I didn't live with my parents. I always had leases with my name on them.
Correct. And you told us these stories, it's like, and it was crazy because he was trying to insinuate the letters, Rebel, but the other, he said, oh yeah, he said he had the COVID, right? But, it was like, that was his doubting Thomas to try to put that in about the letters.
He was just talking about the COVID, though.
But this is what the gag is. This is what the gag is.
Let me say this. I asked, what are you insinuating? What are you trying to say? Because he was trying to say something. Yeah. And that's all I'm saying. Let me tell you something. We have been around long enough to know. Okay? I have been long. Look, I done been raised in the church, and we know how messy they can be. So I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, okay, what are you trying to say? You want to say something? Come out and say it.
Yeah, you picked up on it too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Look at
And look at
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
Anonymous said Lemon didn't comment what Rebel first. Someone threw up what Rebel said.
it don't matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, he said something, and I'm like, let me say this. Put it out there. He was trying to say something. What are you trying to say? What
What did I
trying to
lie
say?
about? Let me tell you, what did I lie about? Because this is the thing. Everybody sat up there in Vegas and was talking about who didn't smell like this and how people look, but then when they get pissed off, it all comes out. I'm not that person. I'm gonna call it how it was when I saw it. When I saw Lemon, and Lemon was perched up. I was around Lemon probably about 10 minutes.
He got
But-
booty bumped. He did get booty bumped though, Rebel. We got to put that into perspective. He got booty bumped, fell downstairs,
And you know,
that's why
I
his
wasn't
back-
remember, Ro, he was
Yeah.
they went to go change clothes because they couldn't go with the clothes that they had on.
You know how you hurt yourself, like let's say you're spraying something on a vacation, then the whole rest of the vacation you're sore, and then you kind of walking in a different spot. But that's what happened. He got fully booty bump, fell, hit the stairs, and that's why his back won't. But he should have put some more strength in that back. Say pull that
Okay,
back
but
up.
what happened
They
to
gonna
it?
say you auntie.
Okay, that's his
Pull that
back,
back
Ro.
up, Lemon. But he was hurt though. I
That was
understand the
his
man hurt.
back. But that wasn't those perched lips. What happened to his expression on his face and cutting the eyes and the little how he would hold his lips and poised and his little lips like a little Gerber baby.
Like the duck lip? The duck lips?
He said he was
Yes.
nervous. He was nervous. He said he was nervous. Meeting people like that. Him
Ro,
and
stop it.
Lolo were nervous.
Bro,
They were.
stop.
Hey,
I know that's your buddy, but come on
And I got
now.
a bro to tell you in Virginia.
Rebel, when I met you, was my lips perched?
No, your lips weren't purged.
Okay.
No. But the thing, it's funny how, Kai, get down. The thing is,
Rebel said
you
it doesn't-
have to be aware who the person is that is saying this. Someone that says that they lie, they run plays, had a whole relationship with a woman, knowing he won't, baby, a woman open her legs to him, he gonna run like a damn cartoon. You'll see smoke behind him. The thing is, that man is his own worst enemy. You can't be so stupid that you're doing the same thing over and over again. The drinking. I was listening in the chat. I was at work and I had my earbuds on and I'm listening and I'm like, if they don't know this man is back drinking, they're some idiots. And I'm not.
Rebel, no, he's not about drinking. No, he had Red Bull. You should see.
No, Ro. No,
he's not
no, Red Bull don't make you act like that, Ro. No, I used to drink Red Bull, but I stopped drinking those a while back. But Red Bull that gives you energy. It doesn't make you slur your words and stuff. It's a more upper. It's not a downer. Alcohol is a downer.
Yeah, Red Bull
No,
don't give you
he was
courage.
tired.
Red Bull
He was
ain't giving you the courage like that. Mm-hmm.
Because he still got a poor mind.
Bless his heart.
Lemon has been
Ro.
working that platform lately. He
Honest
hasn't been
Honest
falling asleep.
Ro.
Oh,
Honest
Yeah.
Ro.
yeah.
Okay, that's your name.
Yeah. Oh, let me find a wig. I gotta put a wig on.
Okay.
Rebel, I got my wig on.
Don't you fall out that chair, bro.
But
That's
the
his
thing
buddy,
is,
though, Rebel. That he's trying
But-
hard. Bless his
but
heart.
even with him talking about, when we went to the Grand Canyon, we were going to go see rocks. And I'm like, you're talking about we're going to see things that people have written about. You want to see that's what you can put on your bucket list. Niagara Falls. You want to go see things like that. I don't want to go on a trip and just sit up in a hotel room and get drunk.
Yeah, ew.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, the Grand Canyon, all of that. Yeah, it's historical moments. But you do have, I think, certain things when it comes to the way some of this stuff is formed. I mean, it's just maybe has his thoughts where, I mean, it's just, it's different. It's different how some people
Bro, I'm
may
about
see
to take
things.
your gator off. I'm taking the batteries out of your gator off.
Well, I already said I didn't have Gator though. Like my Gator is fried. I don't have Gator. Like
You got to get it recalibrated, Ro. You got to get it recalibrated,
baby. You ain't got no Gator. We ain't got Gator,
baby. I can tell, baby. I can look at a man. I can look at a man with his eyes, mannerisms. I can tell straight up, and most times. Now these DL men, but the thing is, men are very. They'll tell on themselves. Yeah. The lingering, the whole thing of acting like they don't want to be around you, and the strange thing is they get pissed off when you tell them, if you're not my type. They say, would I be your type? No. Why wouldn't I be your type? Well, why are you so worried about being my type if you're straight?
But Rebel, we got to take this into consideration now. Like this is, I'm glad I can put this out. When somebody say that they aren't gay, we have to take it. Because see, I've been noticing this has been happening ever since, grade school. Is somebody say they not gay, and then you got somebody, oh no, they gay. I said they gay. But they saying they not. We cannot change what they say unless we see it. We took like Shannon Sharp. Y'all say y'all got the pictures. All right, maybe we can say Shannon is vicarious, or he may take in certain things, but we still really don't know. Do we see Shannon Sharp in the bed with the man? He's saying he's straight. What if Shannon was still saying he's straight?
Somebody can run game on you. You'll get game ran on you easily. Because I think a lot of times, because the thing is, let me tell you something. These DL men, a lot of times they affect people. I saw a friend of mine waste away because her husband gave her the virus. And I saw this woman go from like 150 to like 70 pounds. And I used to work with her. And the thing was, this man would talk about he was cool with me, but he cool with me because I was a different type of gay. We're all under the same umbrella. If you don't like me because I'm more masculine appearing at times, now when I get a few drinks in me, I become a little queenie. But I know when a pastor's preaching about eternal damnation, he's talking about all of us. He ain't talking about just bottoms. He's talking about tops, verse, studs, all of that. But I'm not going to ever out a person. I've known many people. I told you, it's a family member of mine that's dating a guy right now. She's living with this guy. And this guy, the Queens back in the day, said he used to mess around with them on these little chat apps and all of that. Someone told me you should say something to her. All I told her was, just practice safe sex and, just y'all go get tested together. I'm not going to go to her and say, these gay people told me that he messed around. And it came from some reliable sources. But I still don't think it's my place to go do that, because that right there, pillow talk is very powerful. If someone's sleeping with you, they got more baby. A man will turn on his mama for a piece of tail.
Rebel, I just did a live yesterday on the rise of the down low woman, and it's a double standard. It's a double standard. A girl, they on the dance floor, they touch their butt or breast, something like that. Oh, that's cute. They just two pretty women, celebrating their beauty. But let a man do that, or with another man, all of a sudden he's gay. You follow me?
She could have ate cooter. She could have been eating coochie her whole college years. That man could have felt on a teenager, him and his cousin, him and his homeboy, because I just was talking about my cousin, but him and his homeboy could have touched each other between the legs out of curiosity. That man would be gay until he's 99 years old.
They never lie. And it's much more dangerous because, if you look at a down low man, if a woman finds her man's down low, a woman typically cannot box a man. But a man can box and really hurt a woman, Because
I have something at the house called Cocktails, and me and my friends get together, and we're going to start back doing it's called Cocktails and Conversations. Yeah. And they would come to the house, and we would have cocktails, and we would have topics that we're discussing. It's a game that we starting to play. It's called Icebreakers. But I
You
love the
said it,
game
you
because
said
it's a
the
deep
game was.
thinking.
You
It's
said
a
it was
deep thinking.
disgusting.
We have discussions about different
Oh,
topics, and
disgusting. Oh yeah.
so, but the thing is, me and one of my friends who I ride motorcycles with, we're at odds because he retired as a police officer, and he's very he's pro-black about this and pro-black about that. I'm pro-black, but to a certain extent, because I'm one of those people, you're not going to kick me like a dog and treat me like crap, and I still embrace you, because embrace us. We're your black brothers. We're just in the community. Embrace me, but don't push me away and then expect for me to be on the front line fighting for you.
Rebel, I want to ask you something too, though, about, so I know a lot of like white men that have that feminine, a lot of things are feminine about them, and they are right there. They have a wife, kids, all of that, very comfortable. So that's, just something I'm saying, like, yeah, I've seen men that have that little feminine, and as I feel like we get older, we see the straight men, and I ain't saying y'all don't come at me, but we see certain straight men have, maybe a little feminine feature here and there. I mean, they came from a woman.
I
So you're
have
gonna have
seen it
something.
on YouTube from these new people. And one dude, I'm like, is that Rodney? I'm going on mute.
Oh my goodness. That's stop.
But you know what, y'all, even I told the
That's
story.
not a dig on Rodney, but this person sounded like, because when they got zesty, it got very Rodney-esque. I'm on mute.
Baby, when I was like 16, 15, 16, the girl caught her boyfriend filling me up when I was knocked out drunk. And do you not know she was pissed at me? She said, I went home the next day. This lady was mad at me for years. I wasn't even out at this time. And she got mad because her boyfriend told her he used to be gay. Women, gay is not a pair of shoes you put on throughout the week and you change them up. That's not how it works. We are who we are.
Bro, you should have put those papers on him, Ruffle. Fill it up on you. Hold on, ho. I would yell it out if I see him at a wedding.
What happened was, I thought he was cute, but I wasn't out with I wasn't out, and I never flirted with him. They thought I was straight because my friend, she came into the chat one day and she verified what I was talking about. I liked her sister. I used to flirt with her sister, but her sister never gave me no coochie. I was trying to get it, but I was definitely I was kind of like mad, but he came and apologized to me. But he came from a very religious family, and they said that he had prayed about it and he wasn't gay anymore. And now keep in mind, he was a very attractive guy, and this woman was about 5'2" and 350 pounds. He didn't like her like that. He wasn't attracted to her. She was just something that he was doing to appease his parents.
With a beard.
And but what happened, Jay, she took him, they were separated for a few days. He apologized. They called me over there. He apologized. He said he was sorry. He didn't know what happened. He eventually left her for another man and moved into the same apartment complex.
Did they have a baby together? Because maybe he wanted a baby.
But that's not fair to a woman. That's coward. You're a coward. You're being a coward. You don't bring a woman into that mess like that. Live in your truth. If you don't want to be with a woman, get a surrogate. Get a surrogate.
I've seen it before, y'all, with a guy. He was in there and he was gay as ever, but the lady, she done had a baby by him, and
hold on.
He definitely, they said, he had a boyfriend, but yeah, he wanted a baby. And I don't think he thought he was gay.
The down low woman, gets married. They, be women and, corporations, Jack and Jill, sororities, et cetera, and they get married and because they want to have a quintessential family, have children, et cetera. But they definitely
I don't believe it's a down low woman. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't believe in down low women.
Oh, I do.
You believe in it, Pastor, too.
Are you
Go watch that
crazy?
video, bro.
Are
You'll
you
know.
I mean,
crazy?
well, if
We
y'all,
had so
well, y'all
many.
looking at it
We
from a
had
different
so
perspective
many.
because
We
down
had
low
so
men
many
are
at
looked at
Delta.
negatively.
We
Down low women
had
are looked
so many at
negatively
Delta. So if there's a down low man, why can't there be a down low woman? Are you
Exactly.
crazy?
because a
Very
down
much
low
more
woman,
dangerous.
it don't really
Very much
matter.
more.
Like she's not going to feel any type of way. Like if somebody say that, oh, you gay, she don't care. It's not going to
Yes,
be
she
put.
does.
Hell,
Yes,
If
Yes,
she
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 goes
does.
to
does.
That's why
church,
it's
I
in the
don't think she's
Bible.
gonna
if she an evangelist, if she
That's
goes
why
to
it's in the
church,
Bible.
Okay.
if she's married, yes, she does.
She would be out and proud. That's why it's
Yes, she
down low,
does.
bro.
but she can't go back to being. If she is like that, then she's back. Curious if she is with men, then she's back
Oh,
because they take that more from this is on a stance
But,
of like the community. I'm
but
not
we don't have
saying
to
it on
carry
a.
that mindset, Ro. We don't have to carry that same mindset.
I mean, we don't, but a down low woman. I mean, down low. They have made it in such a horrible category of, oh my God, it's with STDs, it's with HIV, it's with all the not knowing this, not knowing that. Women don't want that. You shouldn't want that. Don't take on something that you don't need. Down low.
But
Down
you
low
don't
is
understand that women do a
so
much better
down
job
low. A
of it
down
than
low woman
men.
is not something that you're gonna look at negative
Ah, bro. No,
because
women
she
hide
can
it.
bounce back.
Down
She
low
can
is
bounce
about
back. A man
hiding.
can't bounce
Down
back
low is
from
about being
down low if
positive.
found
tell
out.
that
They
to
gonna
an
damage
out and
that man.
proud
A woman ain't
lesbian,
gonna be
bro.
damaged.
Tell it to an out and proud lesbian. Go watch my
Yeah,
video,
Dory,
bro.
you down low. Dory, you down low.
Uh-oh.
Down low. I'm hetero.
Dory down low.
I'm
You
serious.
hetero. Oh, you hetero, Dory. I remember you was with Mona though.
Who said that?
Ooh, ooh.
You won't. Oh, you won't. Oh, y'all were just friends. Oh, okay. Baby.
Shots fired.
Dory, I'm glad Dory's okay. Dory's straight.
Yes.
Well, why you did that, Ro? Why you had to go
It's
there,
trying,
Ro?
okay, trying to bring out. No, I'm straight, bro. It's a show, baby. It's a show. Remember that.
Oh, it's a show.
Mona
Yeah,
and I,
see,
Mona and
Pastor
I are
do
very,
say
very
it's,
good
it's
friends.
about the
Very,
show.
very,
Yeah,
very
it's
good
about the
friends.
show.
She's doing exceptionally well.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
glad to hear that.
yeah. But like I said,
They
the lesbian.
wanted you to be gay, though, Dory. You know they wanted you to be gay.
Of course, it's okay though. It's okay. Pretty woman syndrome. Pretty woman syndrome. Listen, I was gonna say, but to the lesbians, they were in the video I was showing and doing reaction to it. The out and proud lesbians, they were not trying to be with a down low woman. They wanted an out and proud. The same, vice versa. You just swapping the chromosomes. A down low man, it seems to me, I'm not gay. I'm just trying to say that, gay men don't want to be with down low men mostly. And then gay women, lesbians, don't want to be with down low women. That was a consensus from the videos I researched.
I've heard somebody up here did say that, they won't want to be with a woman that potentially still is dealing with men. But what I'm saying is that a woman, I've seen it in maybe very few categories where a man is like, oh, who you sleeping with? But I still haven't seen like, oh my God, you sleeping with a woman? I will never mess with you again. That is just, it's disgusting. I haven't seen that come from that perspective of like a man that she may be dealing with, or the family.
The male
family
ego is
throwing her
very
away.
fragile. The male ego is very fragile, especially straight men. Because let me say what it is: straight men are worried about somebody satisfying their woman better than they can, and that's the thing. That's the T. I don't want to. They want to know, was his piece bigger than mine? Did he do all the things I don't do? It's that fragile psyche that they have, and it's okay with a woman because a woman's not penetrating them, and it's very telling. Because it was a post, and I said, watch the men with the fragile egos coming here, because they were talking about Shannon Sharpe, and, a real dude, man, he needs to let people know he gay. Why do a person have to let you know they're gay?
Right. Yeah.
And Rebel, what you said though is actually not always true when it comes to, you said they're not penetrating them. Well, check this out. And y'all, sometimes men are pegged by their female spouse, you know, and I really don't know if they should be considered gay if that's the only person that's doing it.
What percentage of the population you think is really being pegged by their girlfriends?
They be doing it, Rebel. It's giving
You know what,
yes,
Ro? You know what?
Binary
Ro,
is
you're
out
trying to
here
be
now.
devil's advocate.
Nah,
It's
binary.
not working. It's not working this Saturday morning. It's really not. It's
Since
really
they
not.
pegged their husband, so the woman
It's
put a
not.
strap on and pegged the dude.
It's not working.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
The woman,
It's not working.
so what are y'all suggesting then? Like, if the women say
It's
that
on the
they,
spectrum. It's on the spectrum. And like I said, there are a lot of people. So there are some people who have never, ever had sex with a woman. But there are
We
some
call those
men
gold
who
star.
are
Those
there
are gold
who
star
have.
gays, Jay.
Wait, what that mean? What that mean?
Those are gold star gays or gays that have never slept with a woman. Now, can y'all guess
Yeah,
what
I
a
heard
platinum plus? Do y'all know what a platinum plus gay is? If a gold star gay is a man that's never slept with a woman, what do y'all think a platinum gay is?
not a platinum?
This is
he
term
done did a little something, right?
no platinum. What are they saying in the chat? Do y'all know what a platinum
is the
a
top
platinum
one.
gay? A platinum gay is a gay person that was born via C-section, cesarean. They never even came out of a coochie.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
I know, Dory. Dory, yes.
Oh, Lord,
Yes, I swear. Y'all pull it up. Y'all pull it up.
But you know
Google
what
it.
that's so, but listen to this. Like when we doing these definitions and characteristics, you know, a lot of people are over sexualized. Have y'all realized that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. That is
And
true. I
that's why
agree.
it comes, you see what I'm saying? There's just a lot of people are just so over sexualized. And adults or what have you, and that's why the sex leads first. But to me, I know this may sound corny, but love should be leading first. You know what I'm saying? And from that, so on and so on. But the
Well,
first thing
I just think it's interesting, and this is the thing again. It seems like the people who have more issues always got stuff to say about other people, and I just noticed that.
Yes, because it's what you call it. Dang, the word just slipped my mind. It's like they hiding something. It's the insecurity to being caught of who they are. So let me act like I hate the gay community because deep down inside I am gay, but I'm too afraid and ashamed because my family won't accept me, society won't accept me, even though it's 2026.
But I do have a question for Rebel, though.
Yeah,
I got you, Dora. But let me get the Rebel. So Rebel, you said that he was doing duck lips, and you said that it seemed like that elevator wasn't going all the way up to the top. What do you mean? Do you think that he was a little off, or a little?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Yes, I looked at him and I was like, it's something. He's not the sharpest tool in the shed, and I was like, I think it's all a lot of stuff that he puts on when he comes on YouTube, but I don't think. Come on now, how smart can you be if you come on YouTube and you do the same thing over and over again? That's causing you to lose your channels. You're doing exactly the same thing. We know you're going to get drunk. We know you're going to start fighting. You know you're going to do something. You're going to let people get on that's going to P-bomb you. You deal with people that don't even like you. And that's the thing. You can't... A person that has some semblance of intelligence would be able to see that.
Can I interject? But Rubber, he likes the mess. Like some people, they like the mess.
And you're losing your channel, bro. At the cost of your channel.
But what you don't understand is Rebel is saying that something is not connecting. There's some cognitive inability somewhere. That elevator ain't going all the way up to the top, bro. So whether he likes mess or not, that elevator may not be going up to the top.
Can I say something? I've never really heard heterosexual men say I'm messy. Is that just me?
Well, they don't say it, but they are. All you got to do is be in the locker room. They messy.
Yeah,
but brag about
go to a
messy.
barbershop. At a barbershop, you see it. They be catty and messy as hell sometimes.
Yeah,
but like constantly saying I'm messy, I'm messy, I'm messy. Like messy to me seems more of a feminine connotation, but I could be wrong.
Well,
I'm
no,
just saying,
no. I
yeah,
see. This is where we deal with wordplay again, and this is where we get caught up in a lot of stuff.
okay.
Like, you know, I just think that people like. I mean, if that's the case, then we wouldn't have any reporters because the reporters are inquisitive. They want to know. They want to know what, who, what, when, where, how. So I don't think that that's everybody, but I just thought it was odd that he would even try to throw that on Rebel. And I had met Rebel, and I knew that Rebel probably had COVID and was not feeling well. I met Rebel more than once. I met Rebel at Austin Pride. Rebel came to the Labor Day event. So I've met Rebel numerous times, and I never got that. But again, he was trying to insinuate something without saying it, but still trying to insinuate it. And again, we could say, well, why did that boy say that he was trying to touch his wet bottom?
You know,
Or-
that's where I was going to go next. You beat me to the punch. And the thing is,
What?
But we gotta understand there was somebody that was on drugs, right? So I mean,
oh God, Ro,
their opinion is tainted.
Ro,
Probably was
baby,
high at
they'll
that
chew
moment.
you up and
Probably
spit
was
you
high at
out
the
here in
moment.
Houston. But this is the thing. He's saying that, and they do. People realize just because we're gay men, other things affect us. It's just not the house in Virginia. There's other things that we can have high blood pressure. We can be diabetic. I'm not either of those things. I'm just using those as examples. That anything, something health wise happened to us. Oh, he got that. He must have that.
You're right.
Well, but this is the thing. How are you going to talk about somebody and you doing the same thing? You may not come out and admit it, but again, you know, yeah, it's a lot of contradictions, and people enable and make excuses for a lot of stuff. I don't even question it anymore because I know what the deal is just by looking at a lot of stuff. I just don't say anything. It's not, you know, it is what it is. Be what you want to be.
But Jay Wilson, you had made a statement not too far ago when, you know, with the PrEP thing, and you know, they, gay men. You said that a lot of women's lives were saved and that you were getting.
Yes, I had to go to a lot of churches because, again, you know that women were in high margins getting that. And they're at least to get tested because they don't think that they need to. That's the sad part about that. And sometimes when they do get tested, it may be too late. So again, you all, when it comes to the community's numbers are dropping. And it usually is the white men who drop first because they get access. Because racism is in our community too. So they get access before a lot of people of color ever get that access. Money and color will get you access usually. So I'm just saying that. And I didn't think it was a joke because at the end of the day, a lot of people didn't even know about it until it was mentioned. Now they want to make it as an ongoing joke, but Rebel works in medical. He could tell you those are life-saving things. PrEP to prevent, and PEP if you done had relationships with somebody who may be in that situation, to countervent that, to circumvent that. So again, I didn't think it was funny, but again, when you don't know, when you're ignorant, then it becomes a joke. It becomes funny because you really don't know.
Jay, this guy years ago, I ran into him this past week when I went to JR's, the little karaoke bar and lounge I go to, and he was in there and he was like, you know, why you never gave me a chance? And first off, you drink too much and you act a damn fool when you get drunk. You may start screwing the wall at a party and doing too much. No, I don't care how fine you is, how cute you, attractive guy, but attraction goes out the window if you're an alcoholic for me. And he told me, he said, you know, we can really get together now because my divorce is going to be final. And I was like, wait, hold up. You were still married to a woman? Now, y'all, I ran into him at a fiesta years ago. I ran into him and his wife at the fiesta. Now, keep in mind, me and this guy was hooking up every week back in the
Wait
day.
a minute, Fiesta in San Antonio?
No, here in Houston.
Oh, you talking about the Fiesta grocery store?
Yeah, the Fiesta grocery store.
Oh.
So, not Fiesta, Texas. But so I see him in.
Fiesta. Oh my
Beautiful
goodness.
girl. His wife was a beautiful woman. They walking down. He grabbing her booty while they walking down the aisle. Baby, when he saw me, you would have swore he saw a ghost. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him and just kept on moving. But I asked him. He said, when I talked to him, I said, "So you're married? Is that your girlfriend?" He said, "Well, no, it's my wife." And I was like,
Oh, that's the wife.
so, but he was married to this woman, and this was over like 15 years ago, and now you're just now getting a divorce, and you're finalizing your divorce now. Ladies, I keep saying, don't ever think that you can tell who is or who isn't. These men run game. They run game. They will lie to you. Be careful of a man that always go to jail and be in there over a year. A man that's been in jail, incarcerated for long periods of time. Be careful with that, because there's a lot of different things go on in them penitentiaries.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Well,
yeah.
it's true. It's true. And we don't look at that, because just because you don't know about it, that doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
You see the rapper Jay that was exposed, hugged up with that queen in jail, a young boy, young something. Yeah,
Which one is it, Rebel? Oh, I'm nosy. Who?
you know, it's
Chicago.
he was hugged up. I don't really listen to rap like that, but he was hugged up, and someone had it on camera. They must have had a phone or something, or the penitentiary cameras caught him hugged up with this queen in jail and living a straight life. These men go in there, and if a man is, let me tell y'all something. If a man is very sexually active when he's out of jail, if he gets into jail and he's in there for a long period of time, 9 times out of 10, he's gonna do something, because men are they're very driven like that. And he's a young man, and this is not a 70-year-old man. A 25, 30-year-old man go to prison, and he's in there 5-10 years. Oh, I hear stories. I have family that have worked in jails. The stories they tell, you know, not saying he's full on sleeping, but he may get a BJ or something. You know, it's a lot of things that go on. It's a whole different world in there.
Oh, Rebel, hold on. Oh, you know I'm playing devil's advocate. Oh no, but Rebel, but no, they can mess with the girl guards though.
So they don't throw their careers away that often, though, bro. They don't. They know they'll lose their jobs. Now, some of them.
Let me say this too. They will go to jail. They will go to jail. They'll be in that same jail as the women. If they ever did a woman's prison, they'll go to jail. So again, does that happen? Yes. Is it occasionally? Yeah, but not often, because they know they'll go to jail. That is a criminal offense. You can't do that.
I have a question. Why is it that many heterosexual, when they see 2 men that are gay, it's like they over-sexualize the gay man? Why can't they just be in love? Have a chemistry? Why is it always sex?
Because I feel like, well, certain straight men, they probably just feel like that when it comes to the gay community, that's all we do. You know, we just sex freaks. You know, we just out here.
Bro, how many times men talk about tits and A? Like and you don't think straight men talk about sex? I hear straight men in barbershops.
Yeah,
they do is sexualize women. Straight men sexualize. They don't even like women a lot of times.
But this is the telltale sign that we know they're over-sexualized. Look at all of these single mothers.
Oh,
Look at all of these
Pastor,
women
don't
who
you
got
say
all of
that,
these
Pastor.
babies
Throw it
and
out the
everything.
church, Pastor. Don't you say
I
that.
mean, so at the end of the day, you know, we can tell y'all are over sexualized because y'all bring in offsprings and a whole lot of stuff. So again, you know, it's ignorance. It's a bunch of ignorance, and people don't know. And what you don't know, you're afraid of. What you don't know, you're afraid of. I mean, I don't know, but I think a lot of it is ignorance, and then we allow people to do that. But you know, you're looking at people right now who are working and doing their things and working their life. That's just like saying all straight men are very educated and they work hard. Well, we know from the beef sector and some of these other sectors that that's not true.
You know what?
So
And
I
can
think
say this.
I think there's trifling people on all sides, to be honest.
And
I got an excuse. I got an excuse for him. Nymphos, they nymphos.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask my last question. Is it, you know, when you see a heterosexual male that just hates gay men, Bible bashing them, just horrible towards them because of their preference, do you think that's a red flag? Like they hiding or something happened? Like, why do you think they're so angry?
Well, look at Ted Haggard. Look at all the people. They always find out that, you know, you usually hate what you hate in others, you usually hate in yourself. I keep saying that. What you hate in others, you usually hate in yourself.
Wow.
And a lot of gay men were homophobic at one time before they came out.
Well, that's interesting. Interesting.
Yeah, because they saw something. Let me tell you, when I first met one of my close friends, when I would see him on the bus, and I was like about 15 years old, I would stay away from him. I thought he was so flamboyant. Very flamboyant men kind of scared me. And I didn't want to be around them because I would look at them as being just doing too much. And I had to realize I was missing out. I met some wonderful people that are very flamboyant. I met people that became that transitioned. I knew, and I had to put myself in their shoes. I'm one of those kind of gay men that I've never really been harassed because of my sexuality, but there are others that do get harassed. And when we're all together, they look at all of us as the same thing. A lot of these pastors, these straight pastors, they coming out with these videos being leaked. The pastor having sex with somebody and they recorded it. And you remember the guy, he was from New Jersey, upstate New York, and they videotaped that he was with like an OnlyFans model, and he was busting them down.
Well, they had that situation happen in Fort Lauderdale. That happened in Florida too.
You know, it's like people, and this is the thing, be careful because I've seen the creation of DL men. I've saw the infancy of DL men. I saw it. What happens is you be in a family of people and you hear them always talking about gay people that are flamboyant. You're talking about gay people. Meanwhile, you're sitting up there telling your brother or your son this, and they know they can't come out to you because they know that you have a negative look on. You don't view gay people in a positive light. So, of course, they're not going to come out to you. But what they do is go get married to a woman and take her through hell because they really don't like women like that. And I knew a guy that was beating on his girlfriend all the time, but he'll get on the gay chat at the apps and meet people.
Oh, wow. Don't forget about the nymphos either. The nymphos, you got to be careful because the nymphos, they basically telling you if they are feeling that sexual, that tension, they have to release it. They don't, they work very little with trying to fight temptation. And let a nympho wind up
like
in jail.
You have some experience with that.
Okay,
I heard it. No, Pastor, I just saw it.
Ro sound like he has some experience with that. Excuse me, you're not telling us something wrong?
No, you just got to be careful. I'm throwing it out there.
Oh my goodness, Ro is
know what they want. Know what they want before you get with them.
Okay, Ro. Oh Lord! But the bottom line is, though, you're responsible for asking the right questions. And if there's a red flag, and if something seems off to you, more than likely your gut is telling you right that something is very off. you know. And again, I was just floored because I'm like, why are you trying to come for Rebel like that? And if you want to say it, just go ahead and say it. Don't be playing games with it. What are you trying to say? You know,
Right.
and it was, go ahead.
I know, I said you're right. I'm listening.
Yeah, I'm like, say it. You know, what do you, but all of this hitting around. And again, you know, I almost forgot about it, but I said, well, what are you trying to say? What are you trying to insinuate? And then they went off. But again, this is what people do. They drop those little hints and everything. And this is what people do in the beef sector. They're really good at doing that, but they don't come, you know, clean of what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do. And I thought it was extremely interesting. And all I'm going to say is that, yeah, people do a lot. People
But,
do
Jay,
a lot. Go
the
ahead.
thing is, compare the houses when we went to Vegas. People that were in the house with me had haircuts, had the goatees trimmed up. Ro was the only one that got his hair done before he came to Vegas. Everybody else was unshaven, looked scraggly. Just, you're coming to Vegas. You're not going to the damn grocery store down the street. What the hell? It was just, I looked at this and I said, this is a hot mess.
Rebel, you dealing with hustlers and
Oh,
project.
Lord. I'm a hustler, baby. Come on.
So, you know, maybe that hustler just didn't flow too well right before the
But a
end.
hustler got their stuff together, Ro, also so they can hustle you and make you think that there's something that they're not as well. Maybe you got to be blind, deaf and blind to let them hustle you. Because I could see, baby, I saw them a mile away, and I know
I was a supporter of theirs, though. That's something, you know, I was a supporter. And
Can
when
I
you
say
support
something?
people,
though?
Jay,
What
you
got
have
me?
a loyalty,
What got me was
to
the
them,
eating off
and
the
you feel
same
like what
plate
they say
and
could be
pouring
true.
drinks in the drinks to make a whole drink. I'm like, what they do that at? What they do that at? It was given very Section 8. It was given very, very SNAP benefits.
Oh, Lord.
How you gonna go on a Vegas trip and don't have enough money to get a drink?
I know you're going to let us eat a burger together. I know y'all going to let us all eat a burger together.
Ro, when me and my friends go out of town, we don't even share hotels. We don't share hotel rooms.
Anyway, cut the burger in half, baby. Thank you.
Baby, we could all be in the same hotel. We don't share hotels. Everybody has their own room when I go out of town with my friends.
Yeah, I didn't understand them sleeping arrangements either. Don't get me started. I just went on a trip, and again,
Okay,
that's all I'm gonna say. Look.
But
Jay, it was very ratchet. It was very janky. It was not.
It sounds like it. They was toying, still fooling around. I don't do that. Oh, hell no. Because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go.
Okay. Yes. But, you know, I think people we're in 2026. We're not in 1956. Live your truth. Come out, baby. People will embrace you more than not embrace you. And you don't have to try to put on this little minstrel show to prove to people that you're straight, because it comes across as just that, a show. It's not real.
Y'all, I cannot read the chat, so I'm not ignoring the chat, but I am actually I'm actually going somewhere, so I can't read the chat right now. But you know, Rebel met Lemon in person. He met all of those people in person along with Ro. And I just think it's really interesting. And one thing I'm gonna say is Rebel don't lie. You know, if you stink, you stink. I mean, you know, yeah.
But Jay, you saw when people got pissed off. What happened was they argued. No, he didn't smell like that. I didn't smell anything. He didn't smell it. Then Mad Day comes. He was funky. I had to let my windows down, and I had to do this, and I had to do that. Well, damn.
And this is
now
the thing.
he's
Rebel
funky.
had COVID and still smelled it. You know, it's bad when you got COVID and you can still smell the stink. Now that's
Baby,
bad.
all I smelled was Campbell's onion soup.
I'm like, and Rebel had code. He didn't know it at the time, but when you think about it, it's like, well, that's damn deep.
Jay, I had to pay a $75 fee because I threw up in the bed in the Airbnb. I was really sick, and but I did have little, my smell. I was throwing food away. We went out to eat. I couldn't even finish my food, and I felt like maybe I just had like a bug, but that was it. And people can be so damn stupid. Why would he go down there? And he knew he was like that. I was traveling. You do know I was around a lot of people in the airport. That's when it could have happened. Hell, it could have been someone in the house with me that I caught it from because they just weren't active with it. It doesn't manifest with everyone in the same manner. I don't know where the hell it came from, but I have good insurance at my job, and I was able to take off a period of time to get myself back together.
So, Rebel, how was the fashions?
The fashions, let me tell you something. What I observed for the few minutes that I observed was like someone going to the washateria on Saturday or Sunday. Okay, let me throw some house shoes on. I'm going to the store. I'm gonna put a do-rag on. I didn't get my hair cut. I wasn't shaved. I had sparkly glasses on or some kind of colorful glasses. It looked like Skid Row to me.
Not Skid Row, the washateria.
Baby, Dory, I'm telling you, I was like, wait, hold up. We're going on this party bus, and you have socks with flip-flops on.
Oh, that is so ghetto. Oh, my God.
Well, Rebel had a hat on. Yes, I had a fedora on. I had a Stetson hat on. Yes, I did have a cowboy hat.
I got an excuse. He said his luggage got lost.
Oh.
He had no luggage,
Bro,
right. Something happened to the luggage. Where in the world is my luggage? Where can it be?
But this is what we celebrate. This is what people want and cry about wrenches about. That's what I was telling Rodney. Why are you crying about a wrench? You living beneath your privilege. You just don't know. You just don't know. And my thing is, YouTube is what these people have. This is what they have. Because they're not doing anything else. I'm surprised if they're always talking about me keeping a job. I'm wondering, can they really keep a job?
Jay, but it's like have another life. Like me and my friends, my riding friends, we've been hanging out more and more. We're going to go see Masters of the Universe today. I'm going to go look at some properties to see where I can put this container house that doesn't have the deed restrictions. Houston is pretty open, but there are certain areas that neighborhood may have deed restrictions, and you can't put a container house or a tiny home there. So I'm looking at different. One of my friends is a realtor. She's going to help me out. But it's like doing things like that. I belong to a writers group, bikers group, a Jeep group. Have things that you do that you can find joy in doing them. Just YouTube. The sector of YouTube, I got the hell out of it because it was too toxic. I don't want to do content in a sector and people trying to dox you and people trying to call your jobs and all that stuff. That's not fun. That's not roasting and gagging. It gets dark.
And how you want to be an adult? You damn near 40 living with your mother in her apartment.
Okay.
Let's make that shit make sense off the top. And for these women, I'm talking to you.
I don't come at it like that. I just say you got to look at what's going on. You can't shame me because I went to school. You can't shame me because I drive in my car to go to a job. What's the drag in that?
What's your car's and your mama name? That's not your ministry.
When I got my Jeep, I paid cash for a Jeep Wrangler, and I bought my motorcycle a month later for cash. I saved money. I was putting money to the side. I didn't want a car note. I knew I loved Jeep Wranglers. Before I sold my Lexus to buy the Jeep. And the older you get, you have to look at life. You're responsible for your own life. No one's going to come and save you. And with the things that you do at 21, it's not cute at 31 and then 41. Because a lot of these people are going to be 40 is knocking on their doors. And it's not cute to be staying with your mama at 40 years old and you got a damn curfew.
Haven't y'all seen Failure to Launch?
So Rodney, hold on. So Rodney is in the chat. So Rodney, even though you say that, but it is a positioning, and then you act like you're really bothered by how he speaks to people. We tried to help you, but this is what you do to people. And then, you let people disrespect. And my thing is, I hear you, and you are right in what you're saying. But my thing is, you got your own channel. You have your own power. And sometimes it seems like you give that man that power and he loves it because, again, he has to have some content. And if you can be the whipping boy, then you're going to be the whipping boy.
And Rodney, you cultivate how people treat you.
He's going to do that.
Yeah.
Rodney he just didn't like the way that he was treated within the chat by limited.
I don't like the way I'm treated in some chats, but I block folk. Man, I be doing drive-by, bloop, bloop, block. People ain't going to like you. This is YouTube. It's very transactional. And my thing is, you cannot take that for real. Because if you do, people will bother you all the time. Every time you jump in the room, they're going to bother you. Most of these people I ignore, act like they don't even exist, and keep on moving.
But the thing is, Rodney, go somewhere where you celebrate it and not tolerate it. Go places. And the thing is, I see now, Rodney, people can come in your chat, people can come on your page and others will disrespect them and you be laughing sometimes and not really checking them. But if you go somewhere, you be sensitive. Now you can't have it both ways either. If someone feels like when I told you about the DJ, the envy thing, and I asked Rodney about the eyeballs, and I like Rodney, but I'm not going to be the person that's cool with you and tell you what you want to hear all the time. I told Rodney, I asked Rodney, if that was Ness or Tracy, would you have put eyeballs like that? Rodney had to think about it and said probably not. So my question is, why wouldn't you? If it was so innocent, why wouldn't you put eyeballs in those two people chats?
Drop the link, Jay. Drop the link. Rodney want the link. That's a good perspective. I'm glad Rodney's coming up here.
But you got to be able to put yourself in other people's shoes. You can't look at it just and be one-dimensional. Put yourself in other shoes. And I don't know envy like that, but I can see when I asked Rodney was like, well, I didn't look at it like that. Well, I don't know, but he was saying that. But if you have to really think about it like that, yes, that's a problem.
Rebel, you made a very profound point.
Rodney?
Hey, Rodney, I want to say real
quick.
Hey, Rodney.
We become so desensitized, Rebel. We should stop and think before we respond. We so desensitized in this sector because all we do is talk shit, or the majority of us, So, Rodney, you here, babe. What say you?
Okay. Once again, I didn't mean anything about the eyeballs, but I do want to say this. Let's say if it was being messy, I apologize to that man twice. I apologize to him for doing that. And he still sat up there and said, was throwing shade, got quiet, all of them, and talking about what I need to consult with the trolls and all that. So to me, you wanted a problem. You see what I'm saying? You wanted a problem.
And in that case, Rodney, but the thing is with him wanting a problem, that lets you know where you stand with him then.
Right, exactly.
But if you go back over there, you can't blame anyone but yourself because people will play with you and use you for certain things Be careful because people have histories. Leopards don't change their spots. And that's a lot of relationships that you may have with people. Think about their track record. What makes you different? If I meet someone and they talk about all their friends all the damn time, what makes me think they're not going to talk about me when I walk off?
Rodney, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna be really honest. You know, I think you're a wonderful person.
And nice
Listen,
cakes.
right, and my pictures have been distorted on here, okay, on major CC's platforms, okay. You know it, and I'm not saying people don't have to forgive you, you know, the way you want to be forgiven. And you
But
would
that's
want that. You follow me? You'd want that. But, you know, put yourself in his shoes. He's looking at a picture that's distorted in an unflattering way that's being talked about, mocked, and laughed. You know, maybe give it some time. You know what I mean? It's good that you really did apologize twice. And I think that Envy's a reasonable man and definitely ROI as well. So, you know, just give it some time. Just stand on your apology and let it go. Let it go. You know, just let it
but
I
you
go.
know
want to hear
what?
from
I
Rodney.
don't.
Go ahead, Rodney.
But see, that's the thing. It's super clear that what you call it, don't feel me like that. So I just don't go. Even though I gave him multiple chances and giving, and that's my mistake, giving people the benefit of the doubt and things like that. But now it's super clear that he just don't mess with me like that, and that's why I haven't really, and I haven't been back over there. I
But
haven't.
you're a big
So
boy. You're a big boy. That's fine. That's fine. You don't have to mess with him. He doesn't have to mess with you. The problem
right.
I see in this sector, in this algorithm, is that people just don't know how to walk away. Do you know how many people, Ryder lives,
That's
I've
true.
walked
That's
away
true.
and it's done
But when I
nothing
walked
to,
away,
and
but
they
Dory,
come
when
at
I
me.
walked away,
Mhm.
it was a problem. It was a
Right. They
problem
don't
when I
like that.
walked away.
They don't like that. I've witnessed it too many times. I can stand on Mount Rushmore and tell you all I've done was walk away, never done anything. God is my witness. Take my last breath to these people. And you see thousands in the chat because they think they doxed me. Okay? They think they got something on me. Yeah. People don't know how to walk away in this sector and let you walk away in peace. I'm not saying that's the envy case with you. I'm telling from my own experience. And when you walk away, Roddy, you do nothing. It's like, how dare you leave?
I
Some
want
Right.
to
abuse
hear from
Exactly.
type
Rodney.
of
Go
shit.
ahead, Rodney. I want to hear more from Rodney. Go ahead, Rodney.
Now I was just saying, when I walked away, when I was just like when I was telling Dory just then, when I walked away, when I realized that it was super clear that, I need to just not go back, then when I walked away, that was a problem.
Well, it's always going to be a problem, but let me say this again, and I'm gonna say it until I can't say it anymore. You have a viable platform. You can give wrenches and not, and you don't need to be in collaboration with nobody at the end of the day because you are just as viable as any other content creator in the sector. All I say is just be careful because I think Rebel hit the nail on the head. You can dox me and you don't think you next. I mean, just because people I haven't even spoken on that man and he's doing that. And of course I'm not ashamed of what I got and what I, accomplished, but you're no different. You're no different at this particular point. You're transactional, and so yeah, people may not say this now. They may respect you now, but wait until the chips
Hmm.
fall, and then you'll see what really will happen because it's about being transactional. And I see a lot of traits in some other content creators who are not loyal or don't give a really damn about their people. They just use people because it's a click and a view and that's it. I'm here for business. But at the end of the day, I have enough sense not to let you go because if I let you go, it's something that happened, not because of XYZ or this. And I just think that you just have to see. I just I'm not here to tell you to do one thing or another. I just think that it's business and you got to keep it as business and just know that these people will turn on a drop of a dime.
Right. Yep, that's true.
Mhm. So yeah, and that's anybody. Not only that
Well, I'm
individual,
gonna
but
go
that's
ahead and step
anybody.
down and listen to the commentary. I'll be listening to. I'll be in the chat.
Okay. Thanks, Rodney, for
Okay.
coming up.
All right.
Yeah. From my talks with Rodney, sometimes, y'all, you can tell. See, only a fool learns from their own experience. Somebody I trust tell you there's a snake over there. Don't go over there. I got bit. Only a fool say I want to go over there and get bit because I want to learn from my own experience. Rodney, I'm not calling you a fool. I'm saying that I can tell by the conversations that we've had was that, he's never disrespected you. And so that's where your respectability politics are coming from. So he's Jay Wilson. He's not going to see it from our experiences because we are experienced with that guy. Okay. And the heinous things that he does. Hell, he told Treasure Lane, I doxed the entire beef sector. Can't prove a damn thing because I don't dox illegal. Okay. So, I used to mod for him with Just Kimmy and them when we was over there when she was head of the channel. So I know oh so well. I was the one that interviewed the ZX female riders. He was going to give it to Kwani, but I interviewed on my first channel, Jay Wilson. So yeah, I know all too well, but Rodney's not listening. So just don't, it's you gotta he must learn from his own experience. And I hope and pray it doesn't come back to bite him. That's just where I
I hope
stand.
so. And like I said, only time will tell, but it is what it is. You all look, I'm at my place to eat. So I'm getting ready to go ahead and do what I need to do. I appreciate y'all for coming. I want to thank Honest Row, Rebel. I want to thank Diamond Ring Dory, Rodney for hitting the link, and I see Rennie TV. All of you all, I wasn't able to read the chat, but I just really appreciate all of you all for coming through. It's been really interesting. I didn't know we were gonna go this route, but it is what it is. I'm not upset. I'm not angry at anyone. This is a show. This is a show. This is not my life entwined. This is a show. And so, sometimes we have informational things that can help you, but at the end of the day, it's still a show. So I want to thank all of y'all for coming up. Thank you again, Dory, Rodney.
Thank you for having me.
Y'all have a good
Thanks,
one.
Pastor. This was fun.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna drop. It was a wonderful live stream. I
All
appreciate
right,
you
y'all
all.
take care. Have a good one. Peace and
You
love.
too.
All right, then.
Bye.
All right,
Y'all
bye, y'all.
too. All right.